Something's funny.
So it would seem. All right, here we go. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Once again, we are back. And for a special show this week, the special Eclipse edition. And I probably most folks are aware, because we've been talking about it for quite a while. You know, we had the expedition to Tennessee. And how about our good friend Sean? Tell us about that. Sean, you wanna fill us in?
Oh, sure. About 2 months ago, I had the bright idea to invite everybody down to my aunt's house in the middle of Tennessee, BFE on top of a mountain, 3,100 feet, and lots of people said that they could come, and a few said that they had other plans, so that kind of sucked. But those that showed up brought some really good gear, and we have been exuded with the awesomeness of the solar system in motion. And it was just outstanding. With the footage we got, which will be slowly trickled out as we get it all correlated together, we'll be hitting our channels soon.
Indeed. All right. Should we let the big secret out? What the coolest thing we got was, or should everybody wait? What do you think?
Well,
you know what the coolest thing was.
The coolest thing we got was a 360 sunset from about 50 meters in the air with my birthday drone.
You think that was? I was
topped out at 57 meters in altitude.
57. I thought it was 40. So we had 57 meters
I was rounding like Jaren. Okay.
Oh, there are many things Jaren does that you don't want to follow suit with.
All right. Now, was that the voice of our esteemed pilot? I believe. I wasn't looking. I believe so. Drone
yes,
pilot.
It is.
the expert drone pilot.
The expert self-taught drone pilot that learned it on a 10-minute drive back from Walmart.
Yeah, here, read this book. You're going to need to know about this. Why? You'll see.
Because of awesomeness.
And awesomeness there was. You know, if we had just shown up with the glasses and looked at the sky, the drive there and back would have been worth it. It was that much of an experience, I have to say. But fortunately, we had a lot of cool stuff with us. So.
That we did.
All right. And, okay, everybody, let's have a rousing happy birthday for Sean, the birthday fellow. Happy birthday, Sean. Woohoo!
Happy birthday, Sean.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm an old fart now.
Happy birthday.
How old fart?
Old enough to get a drone? What?
Yeah, old enough for Cy to buy me that birthday drone.
What?
Yeah. I'm a 65-year-old old fart, so I am the standard for fartdom.
I see. All right. Well, we have... boy, I almost said the wrong thing. I was almost going to say, a series of short ones, so this should go quickly. Ah, crap, I said
it. You're so wrong.
All right. Let's hop right into it then. First thing we've got up is a lovely little piece. It's just about 3 minutes long, and it's called "There Was No Eclipse" in caps. It was all fake in caps.
Drink.
There was an eclipse. I was there. We can move on.
Okay.
Yep.
Good call. You know what? We have not started the video. This one takes the new. This is the new record. Remember, it was 7 seconds. Then we had one that we called drink at 0. We've actually called drink before this even started. So anyway, there was no eclipse, all caps. It was all fake, all caps, flat Earth, proof in caps. And
I
this
love
is
you guys. I'm so happy to be back. Let's continue.
all right. This is by
I have to say,
yes.
it's pretty awesome that we just had our first drink in my first show, and it could be measured by the plonk time, not even actual run time.
Yep.
Technically, since it hasn't started yet, we're still in the negative time. So
That joke was nerdier than your TCP/IP joke earlier, guys. So yeah, rock on.
Very good. This video is by Next Year Conspiracies, which the voice sounds suspiciously like Feed Your Mind's voice. I don't know. I think you're pulling a fast one here.
So it sounds like Nicolas Cage on fire, screaming and laughing, because that's how my mind sounds all the time.
Okay.
Basically, that scene from what's the name of the movie?
Wicker Man.
No, I mean, yeah, that. Actually, come to think about it, there are multiple movies where we've set Nicolas Cage on fire and he had to laugh.
Oh, the one where he's on the motorcycle. That one.
No, yeah, no,
Ghost Rider.
no, not that one. The one with the superhero kid and the little girl, and they set him on fire, and he laughs.
What?
Kick-ass.
There you go. Thank you. Tao once again comes in for the save.
Nice. Nicely done.
Just
All right.
mute my microphone.
Here we go. Everybody knows what to do. Anything stupid comes up, yell drink. Everybody else clam up till the person who calls drink gets to say what they got to say. And then the floor is open for additional comments. Here we go. There was no eclipse, blah, 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 even though we were all there. Here we go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at footage of
I'm
the
up.
moon and sun that is both visible during the daytime. Now, I can't understand why the eclipse wasn't visible for everybody and why you needed glasses when other days...
Okay.
Oh my god!
All right, you got it.
Wait, slow down. I didn't bring a gag.
okay, I gotta
Did this
find.
guy really expect?
I gotta find my face protection.
Oh, check.
Did this guy really expect people on the opposite side of the planet, where it was nighttime, to be able to witness the eclipse?
Maybe he thought daytime, nighttime. It's possible.
I mean, sure, on their little flat Earth model, everyone's in daylight all the time. So I guess sure he wouldn't understand why they can't all see it, but that's my god.
I personally am really impressed how effective Andy's eclipse projector was to show 90% totality here in Spokane. I gotta give you kudos, guy. That was an impressive show.
Well, to be fair, Cy, the eclipse was sexy.
It was.
It was.
All right.
And can I just point out this lens flare is kind of odd?
Sure.
Yeah, it does kind of look crescented, doesn't it?
Sure does, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, and then the further bits to it give it almost the look of a quasar. It's kind of nifty.
I think it's Nibiru.
Unless he has like an aperture with only 2 fins on it somehow. He shouldn't have that.
He made it out of cardboard.
Anyway.
Oh, don't bring up cardboard. I already got blinded by the sun due to cardboard once this week.
Oh no. Cardboard failure?
Oh, massive cardboard failure. So I was using the solar filter on my telescope to hold the cardboard in place, and Sunday when I was setting up all my cameras, getting stuff calibrated and ready, a big gust of wind picked up, and it took the cardboard and the solar filter clean off my reflector.
Oh no.
While I was watching sunspots.
Oh, I don't like to think about that.
Are you're okay?
I still have a giant purple orb in my eyes when I close them, but I'm not blind, so.
Well, that's good.
Oh, I could barely see half a Sunday.
Yeah,
I tried masking taping it, but again, I couldn't actually see that well, so I don't think I did a very good job. But it stuck around for the eclipse, so that's what mattered.
Oh, okay. Vision. Let's not worry about vision. All right.
It wasn't cardboard failure; it was adhesive failure.
Well, no, I had not taped it down when the big gust of wind is the reason why I decided I should tape the cardboard to the telescope tube.
You just failed to use adhesive, so adhesive failure.
I did. Well, I would say not thinking things through failure.
I was trying to be kind.
User error.
I have no problem calling myself out as being a dumbass.
Well, take it while you can. I don't try to be kind often.
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
It was not my fault.
Seeing as how we're 17 seconds in, I suggest we move on.
Oh, wait, the video of the guy denying the eclipse that we all saw.
Yes, that one.
This is a 2-minute video. We're gonna be here a while.
Yes, yes. This is a.
I did want to say he said something about needing NASA glasses to see. I didn't have glasses. I had my camera with a solar filter.
Indeed.
I didn't actually wear glasses. I just looked through the viewfinder on my camera, which was effectively like looking through.
Actually, too, before I forget,
lens, like binoculars, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I had those like dumbass glasses as well, but the coolest thing that I did is that I took a picture of the shadow of a tree during the eclipse, and all of the like shadows that the leaves were creating were like little smiley crescents.
Yeah. I love those.
I pointed that out to the neighbor across the street. We were at 90%, so it was still quite bright out. It wasn't all that impressive up in Spokane, but you could see zillions of the little crescents in his tree across the street. And I pointed that out to him, and he was suitably wowed. And I really love how amazing that CGI was here in Spokane, that we could see that, even though the eclipse didn't happen.
That's pretty impressive.
I can't wait to hear this guy explain away that.
What's great about those is that's something you can observe during any solar eclipse. So it doesn't need to be a total solar eclipse. You can actually see that the next annular or partial.
I made my little tin foil and a paper pinhole thingy that I used as my observatory, and I used my driveway and a section of the very bright stanchion of my stairwell railing that reflected very, very nicely, so I could see the gradual transit of the moon across the sun, exactly as the CGI was doing.
Excellent.
You think they'd be able to figure that one out since they're so used to working with tinfoil?
Well, since
well, they only wear it as a chapeau. They do not use it as a scientific instrument.
Since all telescopes and glasses are
in on the conspiracy,
telescopes, binoculars, cameras, everything else, it all CGIs in real time, even if it's a completely non-electric item. Don't these glasses do the same thing too?
I would imagine.
And all it is a little piece of film with like computer circuitry, I guess.
I wonder if they.
Indeed.
The real-time CGI thing, if someone actually had the technology to produce a thin filament that you could wear on your face wrapped in cardboard during a solar eclipse that was live action CGI, you would think the movies would be making a lot more money and a lot more 3D stuff.
You're probably right. Oh,
I like to know how they CGI'd it through my contacts while I was looking at the Corona.
Yeah, that'd be.
Well, your contacts are obviously made by NASA.
Well, I wasn't wearing anything for the Corona shots, and that was pretty neat that they CGI'd right into my eyeball.
Yes,
that is some neat trick.
Back on after.
All right, you know what
listen.
Yes.
Simon just joined us. Okay, I don't think that it's fair that he has to join us this far into the video. I think you should restart the video so that Simon can get it from the beginning.
All that time, really?
It's 17 whole seconds. Okay, 17 seconds. He was wondering why without glasses there's no eclipse.
Is this going to be another 4.5-hour hangout?
You can also take 2 drinks.
I don't.
Start off.
I'll tell you this. I'm really,
don't have to tell me twice, Cara.
I'm really wondering what second 18 is going to bring us. Why don't we find out, shall we? Here's second 18.
Before you do, I just got to say,
yes,
I'm coming to this with an open mind, a completely open mind. So open, I poured a load of alcohol into it.
Very good.
Nice work.
Proper preparation.
All right. Moving on.
Other weeks and other times you can see the moon clearly during the day and the sun. We should have been able to see the moon cross over the sun.
Okay, you're up.
Fuck. No, you fucking idiot! You should not have seen the moon before it passed in front of the sun.
Well, to be fair, he did say we should see the moon crossing in front of the sun, which is exactly what a solar eclipse is.
Yes, but seeing it before that, no, the sun washes it out. You dumb fuck.
Indeed.
So
Wait, are you saying that the moon is not self-luminescent?
Oh, careful! That kind of talk gets Andy mad.
Listen, I have this book that says that the moon is a light in the sky. Oh, sorry.
He hasn't been keeping up. He hasn't been keeping up with the flat Earth literature. Apparently, the moon is transparent, and especially at a new moon, it's completely transparent. So that's why you don't see it.
Absolutely. Well, if you can see the blue sky through it, obviously it's transparent. Oh, I hate that argument.
So I looked at a waning crescent the morning before the eclipse. So the day and morning before.
Mm-hmm.
So why wasn't it why was it completely gone the next day, but I saw it as a crescent moon, as you would predict? You know, it's one of those weird things. Like, I did see the moon shortly before the eclipse, and it was right next to the sun, for frick's sake.
There's a spoiler alert if you can wait for some of our footage to come out. One of Red's cameras, one of his P900s, was zoomed pretty much all the way in, and right as the diamond ring was, pretty much ending, you could actually see the moon starting to crescent.
Indeed.
It about maybe 8 pixels on either side of the diamond, and it was
very cool.
Really cool to see. I'm trying to find the picture, but the crescent is starting to form.
If you find it, let me know. You can certainly share it if you want.
It's actually in the Hangout chat.
You shouldn't see it at the diamond ring.
No.
Well, it's there.
I would say that's an artifact of some kind.
It's perfectly positioned.
But we'll take a look.
And
the angles don't add up. You're talking about like 0.001% of it being lit. Or more, 0.0001%.
We definitely got Earthshine, though.
Yeah, we definitely got Earthshine.
Earthshine, that's awesome. That's a difficult shot to do.
Let me make this into its own separate window so I can share an app. Where's the screen sharing on this stupid thing?
Bottom right.
You guys talking about the that recent event that proved that the Earth was flat?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I thought so.
Is it just me, or does it sound like someone has the Starwalk app open?
Yes.
I thought one of you had mood music. I was appreciating that. That's.
It sounds like the music that Starwalk plays.
Whatever
At least
it
to
is,
me. I could be
perfect.
insane. Who knows?
Did it disappear? Is it me again?
Might have been. Oh, looks like Sean's sharing.
Brand new microphone, and I'm still messing up the Hangout.
We're seeing it.
You are seeing it?
Yeah, we're
Yes, we
seeing
are.
it. But what I really like about this image is in the lower right.
Yeah,
All those wonderful flares.
Here we go. Hold on.
Look to the top and bottom, right by the diamond edge.
Let me let
Or right by the
everybody
diamond
see it.
section.
Nope. God damn it, that's not it. There we go.
See it, but it doesn't add up for me, because that's showing like a 10% crescent.
No way close to 10%. That is like
Well, it
way
depends on what the resolution of the camera is at that particular ratio.
What's my zoom level on that? Zoom is 100%, and it's larger than my screen, so...
How much? What's the megapixel on a P900? It's got to be pushing 20, right?
16.
Really?
16?
I thought it was more than that. I don't have one.
On this.
Oh, I would have guessed it was 20.
Yeah, it's 16.
Wow.
Yeah, because right here is where the sun pretty much lines back up, but right along here, you are seeing a slight crescent. Just as it passes off in front of the sun.
Huh, look at that coolness down the bottom.
Yeah, look at those little solar
Yeah,
flares.
definitely liking the flares a lot more. I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I caught a flare or not. appears to be one, but it also could be dust, and I don't know. Trying to figure that one out.
I can't say I'm convinced. I'm sorry,
All right.
I can't.
Further investigation required. Good enough.
Yes, indeed.
Because this is with no filter at all.
I know.
Do you think there might be a bit of melted cheese on the bottom, dear?
All right.
And I'll give the screen back to you, Si.
That's a totally awesome shot, by the way. Totally awesome.
That is
has
awesome.
to be
Absolutely
the best
awesome.
fondue pot in the world.
It's the largest as well.
The melted cheese theory of modern astronomy. I see.
Okay. All I'm going to say is 28 seconds. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
So where
And
does Hanyak live? By the way, where does this idiot supposedly live that he should not have seen something of the eclipse? What part of the United States, or perhaps another planet that he lives on?
I will leave it up to your imagination. And
where he would live would actually make kind of a difference as to how easily he could see stuff.
one would
Well,
think.
he might live inside Carlsbad Cavern.
All right. On that
Did
note,
you say cabin? Oh, Kevin.
Cabin.
okay, we're hitting play now.
Without any special glasses, and it's just none of this makes sense. So let's take a quick look here. This is a channel Blue-Eyed Cat. This first footage here. I'm just gonna play it and let you listen to the voice.
About 50 to 60% right now of the bottom left. So it came in from the bottom right. It was covering this area first, and now it's covering the back area here. And you can see in this little glare, that's the sun right now.
Next, we've got this YouTuber from Canada, and it looks like he got some footage of the sky for the solar eclipse. But again, you can't see anything. You can't see the moon. You can't see the moon crossing into the sun. You just see a lot of light, and this doesn't make any sense. So here's the footage.
No, it just means it drank.
Okay, Andy.
It makes perfect sense. That's a terrible picture taken through clouds with a tremendous amount of glare. Of course you're not going to see jack diddly squat.
Agreed.
It's just glare. It's glare and it's clouds. That's it.
Absolutely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's actually kind of a beautiful picture, but it's not showing the eclipse because it's just glare and clouds.
I mean, it would make a damn nice album cover, but yeah, you're right. Okay.
Do we really need to make that demo video to show these idiots how easy it is to make a passable filter so they can actually see the structure?
All I can say is it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. It would be.
But by the way, Si, you're not presenting anymore.
I'm not. I hate not presenting.
Well, it's because I took it over.
Damn it.
And then I stopped.
Oh, so you guys can't see what the hell's going on. All right.
They know what a passable filter is. They choose not to use one.
Here we go.
Well, of course, if they actually did use a passable filter, then they would see exactly what everyone else saw.
And their T-shirt sales would fail.
Can't have that. All right. Minute and 18. We are almost at half.
Forwarded for you guys for time's sake. Next, I've got this random clip somewhere online, and as you can see, the moon is massive, and it's out in broad daylight.
Okay.
Where's the eclipse? Is this another eclipse? I don't know. Who knows, right? This is all complete.
Okay, drink, and there's no response needed because that was just babble. What the hell's he talking about? It's a big moon. It's a big moon.
Yeah,
it's out in the daytime.
There was no... The moon was just kind of floating around in the sky, completely separate from the eclipse. Yeah, it was easily visible by everybody except anybody who actually was looking at the sky.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, if I can interrupt and go off topic for just a minute.
Okay.
Just thought of something.
Mm-hmm.
In this panel, we have guy Jesse Kozlowski. He is a geodetic surveyor, and I have to give big props to him because of something he did while we were at my aunt's in Tennessee. Was we had, Si, you had your equatorial mounted telescope.
Yep.
With 3 cameras on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the day before the eclipse, we actually had problems getting it tracking properly until Jesse came along and actually found us geographic north. And once he factored that in, we had that thing suckered, you know, perfectly timed in for everything, and it tracked the entire eclipse start to beginning without having to touch it at all. So thank you for that, Jesse.
Indeed. Thank you, Jesse.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. Glad to do it.
All right. That was not off topic at all. That was perfectly timed. All right. So
I'm curious, how many seconds into this video are we?
We're actually a minute and a half. We're halfway through already.
Oh, dude, we are
blazing on through this wonderful world of science that we're seeing here.
Usain Bolt in this thing. Let's keep it going.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, someone was certainly blazing for this video.
Where it shows the sun and the moon very visible, and it's just astonishing how this is happening, and not a lot of people are talking about it. I mean, this is crazy.
What's crazy? What?
Next up, we've got that YouTuber again. I'm just going to mention his name, so I'm putting 2 of his videos in here. It's PBJ Vlogs, it looks like. And it seems to be that same day of the solar eclipse. Just absolutely crazy. I'm going to put all these channels links in the description for you guys if you want to go check them out. And then we've got another video here.
If only he could climb out of the cistern he's recording this damn thing in.
The government tells you that the moon is only big once every year or once every few months, and the reality is we've all seen it. It gets big. This is all fake news that we're hearing. This is all, we're being fed lies. It's total BS, and we need to stand together as a community.
Drink.
And fight.
Okay, you're up.
I think that's a picture of the Death Star.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right. I think I could possibly agree with that. What I don't agree with is his moon being big. Is he talking about that whole supermoon thing? What is he expecting? Is he expecting a little tiny moon, and then I'm lost here.
Oh, I still want to know why it is that he thinks that the moon is massive. Has this guy never looked at anything else in the solar system, or for that matter, in the universe? Our moon's not very big. Our planet's not very big. Our sun's not even big.
Well, it's bigger than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but we're still...
Well, yeah, that's because Pittsburgh's even smaller.
Even galactically speaking, we're at the low end of average, aren't we?
Yeah, you know, as solar systems go, it's okay, you know, but we got an attitude, and it's the only place in the universe that you can get hamburgers with onions.
That's true. All right.
Well, now, we just needed to know that ever since I took over, I made just everything huge. The Earth is huge. The moon, even more huge.
Huge.
It's going to be a
It's
great
bigly
moon.
now. Yes, make the moon great again. Make it as big as Enceladus. Why do all those outer planets get all the big moons?
All right. On that note,
hold your house.
Moving
and
on.
Again, we've got Blue-Eyed Cat to end it off here, and I'm just gonna end it off with his clip and let you guys listen to what he has to say.
Okay.
See you next time.
There is not a cloud in sight, just that little cloud right there. That's it. I don't even know if that's a real cloud. That could just be pollution.
They put up fake clouds all the time. They set them up in weather balloons just to confuse people. Yeah, not a real cloud.
I like my pollution localized, okay?
And visible.
That was it. Believe it or not, you have successfully made it through the first of tonight's features.
Oh my god.
Yeah, displays out like a burst of incoherent image slices with no provenance about when they were filmed or where they were filmed. I mean, I think if anybody was trying to look at the eclipse after it had happened or before it happened or like in a portion of the Earth where it isn't going to be happening, and we would need to kind of know that in order to make sense about these stupid images because we all actually saw the eclipse.
Yes, and it...
Absolutely, and location is so vital to what it is that you're viewing. I mean, so obviously I've been trying to sit down and figure out whether or not I captured a flare in a segment of video based off of a couple of frames that are in focus because there's a lot of stuff that just went haywire. But you know, I'm asking hundreds of people wherever I can find them and letting them know to the arc minute where my location on the planet was, so that I can try and get confirmation on image. You can't just take a picture of something in the sky and go, "This is fake."
No.
In fact, I think I was detecting the moon coming over the sun. I think about 9:15 or so. I went out well before the actual eclipse because it takes a while for it to get across there. And even though it didn't have much effect on the amount of sunlight here in Spokane, I could still see the damn thing through the pinhole.
Well, while we're talking about times, you know, we had the nice little false alarm right at the beginning of it.
Oh God!
we were only an hour off. It's okay.
It was a dry run.
We ended up being an hour off because the app we were using to get it down to the minute. The location we were at. Let me explain this. It's at the top of a mountain that's between two other mountains. The cell phones are literally on the line where the signal strength of those two towers equals out. So randomly you can look at your phone and you'll be in a different time zone because it's picking up a stronger signal from tower. And
in Idaho, there's two time zones for the state, north and south, to boot, to make it even more pissed off.
Well, we were in Tennessee, and you step one step over to the other side of the yard, and you're picking up the cell phone tower to the east, which is on the eastern time zone. Well, the app we were using for the solar eclipse predictions was defaulting to the central time zone. And we didn't realize that until we were like 3 minutes past the expected time, and we saw nothing. So,
it is fake. It is all fake.
Well, I mean, we need to give Andy an award because you realize how difficult it is to keep pedaling that damn eclipse generator bicycle all the way through that to cover it for the entire eclipse. That is a hard amount of work, I tell you.
Hey, I was working my ass off, and I was half blind in one eye from sunspot observing the day before. It was not easy.
I can imagine.
You're supposed to go full balls and go all blind in one eye. At least temporarily.
Well, you know, I did the best I could, but I closed my eye and actually wound up with a small sunburn on my eyeyelid. I look like a freaking idiot.
That's not a sunburn. That's just like putting an ant under the magnifying glass.
It's a burn, and it was caused by the sun. It was just caused by the sun being magnified through a 200 millimeter reflector.
Are you sure it's not a chemtrail burn?
Might have been. Might have been.
Yeah.
That is a good question. That is a good question.
Burns, yeah. Maybe
I should
probably
find a holistic healer.
Maybe that cloud that was in the sky in there was like an embryonic chemtrail.
Oh man!
Little succussion, you'll be fine.
Now I'm thinking of chemtrail. Now I'm thinking of chemtrail parents in copulation.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's where the succussion comes in. That's how you make them.
I see. All right.
So 21st century stork.
Next up, we have. Hey, Sean, can you imagine if we had been calibrated opposite and we were
we're an hour late?
We were an hour late instead of an hour early.
That would have sucked.
Oh boy, that would be
I think we would have noticed something going wrong at some point, though.
Odds are.
All this traffic driving away, and people are going, "Wow, that was impressive," and you're going, "Whoa, okay."
Oh, traffic. See, no, you don't appreciate exactly what a fabulous spot Sean had arranged for all of us. We didn't see anybody.
We were rather remote.
It was us, and we had the perfect view. And once we got the drone, we had the perfect view 360 all the way around. All right.
And I should have driven out there. I-25 north took me almost 6 hours for what's normally an hour and a half drive.
Whoa, no. I got that beat on the drive home. So I live in Rhode Island. Driving back from Tennessee, I should have had 15 and a half, 16 hours of actual drive time. 28.
Oh my god!
Oh.
And just to clarify this, Jared was the party crasher. I don't mind it; it was awesome, but he wasn't invited.
Blame Red.
Oh, I absolutely. But dude, it was still awesome. He showed up. The more, the merrier, I say.
And
it was a wonderful surprise.
And as a result, we didn't lose the drone in a tree.
Well, we kind of did later.
Isn't the general go-to to blame red anyways?
Only when he's absent.
I mean, he is an asshole for a reason.
Well, alrighty. On to our next feature film. This is
CSC. I'll even take a damaged birthday drone.
Oh, as a weird aside, I'm trying to remember if memory serves me when there was the eclipse in '79 or so. Flew a Concorde along the trajectory. Did that happen or not? I'm not sure, because it would be flying fast enough that it would have a more extended eclipse.
It did happen. It actually took the French National Aviation Company that was funding the Concorde. They spent about a month retrofitting the prototype Concorde before any passengers had ever actually flown on it. They spent about a month retrofitting it with scientific equipment so that they could chase the eclipse. And I believe it's still the longest eclipse that has been filmed from an aircraft.
Remember the 20th century when the 21st century looked like it was going to be
50 minutes of totality chasing the eclipse. It's something wild. I don't know the exact numbers offhand, but it was insane.
Okay. Well,
but they were looking through the curved windows, so didn't count.
Yeah.
Tiny little windows, little itty bitty ones, designed by the interior by Raymond Loewy, the man who designed the 20th century.
All right. Next film is going to be very informative. By the title, we're going to learn something. The title is What Really Causes Solar Eclipse 2017.
Dum, dum, dum.
Oh, this is
yeah, exactly.
And I didn't leave out any words.
I am with bated breath. My excitement is frothing over. I will have to clean it up with a towel.
And this one is okay there. This one is by
Alrighty then,
Mr. Bill Smith. Bill Smith clocks in at 2 minutes and 30 seconds for this video. Let's see if we can do it in less than an hour. Here we go.
Now here's an entertaining video talking about the 2017 eclipse. This is in Oregon.
Drink right now.
20 or 30
Okay,
minutes.
Sean.
He's using the same video the last guy did.
And what are you expecting? But aren't you the one that always says?
You're expecting originality from parasitical people who are attached to one another to share their one functioning neuron?
But it's so bad he's actually recording his screen with a camera.
Wow.
It's a different video, though, I think.
For a second, I was going to say you were calling it because of the way he said eclipse.
Well, that's another matter.
We just came from Tennessee, so we're going to forgive some speech impediments and slurred speech.
One of those eclipses, yes, indeed. Isn't that some foreign car?
Damn it, Sean! I came home without any moonshine. God damn it! I was right there. I was right there.
You had the chance for moonshine and you didn't get it? My gosh, it was falling all over you.
Yes, it was offered.
Did you at least stop for a whiskey tasting?
Make sure that you close it up with a little spinner thingy, one of those little finger spinners. That's what you use to close up the moonshine into the jar.
I do believe, Si, you were offered moonshine and you refused.
I did not refuse. I was very excited at the prospect. But then there was stuff and things to do. Anyway, okay, we're at 8 seconds.
And multiple trips to Walmart.
And multiple trips to Walmart. Hey, you know what? I'll say here's an inside joke for you guys then. If not for the trip to Walmart, we wouldn't have had that big white sheet, would we? And what would we not have?
Radios that you don't need.
Snakes. We wouldn't have snakes.
Wouldn't have snakes. Okay, here we go. 8 seconds. Unbelievable.
Before the beginning of the eclipse. But what's so entertaining about the video is the moon is nowhere to be found in the sky.
Well, duh.
Oh, God. Do we need to call drink again for repeated stupidity?
I think we're going to get a lot of repeated stupidity.
You know what?
I still want to say, well, duh.
Yeah. You could, to save time, if you want, you could just say drink and then asked and answered. You know, like they do in court. Asked and answered.
Causes the sun to go dark.
Drank, asked, and answered.
There you go.
Times over.
All right. Well, it was a good show, guys.
That's pretty nice.
Yes.
Here we go.
When you start studying up on ancient mythology.
Oh,
Drake, that's where I go for my science. I study ancient mythology.
Well, if it's on Wikipedia, it must be true, unless it says something he doesn't want to be true, in which case it isn't true.
Forget talking to people today who actually do the research. No, there'll be none of that. Dig up some arcane book.
They believed in two suns. They believed in a black sun that would come around every so often. This
Drag,
omen,
I think it was the black hole sun.
Black hole.
And Soundgarden talked about it.
Could have been.
Are these the high school yearbook photos of Sauron? Fino asks. That's a winner. That's a winner.
But Fino's already won. All right.
Oh,
We all know that if ancient cultures believed it, then it has to be true. I mean, that's we all know.
Unless their name is Aristophanes.
Yes, of course that has to be false because it totally obliterates my ideas. So. Yes.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
bad news sign. You know, this solar eclipse is. And if you come over to Google, just type in "see stars through the moon."
Oh crap!
There's been many people that have video evidence and photographs.
For sake, you can't see shit through the moon.
Which is like a trans.
We can see stars through the moon, but we can't see the sun through the moon. So yeah, must be Rahu.
Holographic.
You should have typed dead pixel instead.
And none of them have ever said which stars. If you could see stars through a transparent moon, when the moon went away, they would still be in the same place, and they'd be able to name the stars in question. They never have, and it's easy enough to do. It's easy. Just look at a map. Look at the star map.
You know, I normally do not recommend feeding human beings into leaf shredders, but flat earthers are really testing my patience here.
Not only, I mean, when if you sit down and you want to do any sort of astrophotography and you really start getting into it, one of the most amazing things that you can do as an amateur astrophotographer is capture the transit of a star and the moon. It's incredibly difficult to do. It takes an incredible amount of skill, and the people that do get to pull it off are phenomenal photographers, and they'll tell you right off the bat, the damn thing goes away behind the damn moon.
Making a scientific observation here, the only stars you can see through the moon occur after being beaten in the head with a wrench.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Only if that wrench weighs 18.5 grams.
Wait, did Steve win already?
Yes, there we go. Yeah, or 33.
Steve Bauman. I don't think
66.6.
I'm looking at the list. Did Steve Bauman win already? I don't
The
think
wrench of the apocalypse.
All right, Steve. Steve, you did not win a mid already, did you? I don't see him on the list.
Well, then he should get one for that.
Absolutely. Added to the list. Okay.
Winner!
All right, Steve.
I'm using my portentous low radio voice.
Excellent. Yeah, congratulations, Steve. You're a winner. And the slowdown of the shipping, now that the expedition to Tennessee is over, and the preparation for that expedition, the slowdown in the shipping shall be reversed. And yes, everybody who sent emails, I got them. Steve, congratulations, you won. The email will be in the description. Send me an email with a shipping address. Congratulations.
So now
that once he gets home, Steve can hook up his Wonder Jeep's electrical system to his time machine, and it speeds up shipping enormously.
There you go.
So shipping shouldn't be that long on that birthday drone, huh?
Shipping was really short when I got mine.
Yeah. Memes are cancer. Swear the flat earther brains are flatter than the earth they believe in. That's pretty close. It's as topologically close to zero as it's possible to get and still be able to tie your shoelaces.
All right. Let us continue. Stars through the stupid. Okay, here we go.
Self-projecting light that apparently phases
hold on.
in and out.
I got a drink moment because I forgot something early on.
All right, what do you got?
Do.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do sound like John Cena.
Stop it.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, carry on.
You made me a
You
promise.
can see, this is the moon
That's the
phasing
moon.
out, and you can see stars right through the moon.
No, you can't. No.
So the moon is like a holographic thing.
We can't seem to be seeing the thing that he says we're supposed to be seeing. Is that because we can't see what he's supposed to be saying we're seeing?
It's because we didn't take our daily dose of flatty drugs that makes all these wonderful things that they say we see but don't, but do if you're on the right shit.
Gotcha.
Mr. Unite for the Chip says, RJ, I've seen a lot of flatards wearing Velcro shoes, though, instead of laced. That is an important observation.
Sean, why do we find that hilarious?
Yeah, why do we find it hilarious? Some of us just prefer loafers. I don't understand.
No. We encountered.
I got time for laces in the morning. I don't get the thing.
In one of the many trips to
Loafers
Walmart for
are not
supplies,
Velcro.
we encountered an individual being berated by his wife that he should get Velcro shoes.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Publicly.
How about the Pan Am grip shoes they wear in the Orion shuttle in 2001?
Hold on, RJ. And of all places where we encountered this was Walmart.
Yes.
Shoe section. She was nagging him for about 15 minutes while Cy was in the bathroom because she was tired of having to tie his shoes.
Wait, and this guy was how old?
Oh, he was probably in his late 20s, early 30s.
Something like that.
What?
Oh, wow.
Oh my. I'm afraid civilization is doomed. I really do.
And I hate to say, this is not a joke.
Did you live tweet that at people of Walmart?
This is why were we not running the cameras then? That we missed.
I didn't have mine on me, so there you go.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was just insane. And he was like, well, I don't care. I like shoelaces. He's like, well, I'm tired of tying them.
All right. So much for the Velcro shoes then. Okay, moving on.
Like always, everything we've been taught is a lie, a distortion of truth. I do encourage you, come over, Google, type in ancient times, black sun, solar eclipse. Check out some of these old stories.
Drink.
Okay, Andy.
If you want everyone to believe in your ancient mythical bullshit, then you might want to stop using the internet. I mean, just seriously start walking around with a book bound in human flesh because you're that weird.
Necronomicon.
And they need to wear a pointy hat with stars on it and walk around with kind of a glazed expression on their face and let their beard grow out to be nice and scraggly, and they've got to have a staff.
Indeed.
No one will take you seriously.
Indeed. And,
is that why
if we keep on with if we keep on with all this video is going to just yell at us, you shall not pass. So we need to continue on.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We'll do that.
Well, we already got the highest sound on, so why not?
I made the video back in junior high school, and it has always traumatized him.
Yes. Well, look at what he asked you to type into Google for a search. Is there any way that could give you a good result?
No.
Why don't you just type in "give me
black sun solar eclipse"? Well, you gotta give him props. He spelled each one of the words correctly.
And appropriate spacing. Okay, moving on.
Legends about the black sun, because whatever it is that covers and hides the sun, it is obviously not the moon.
Soundly, you're up.
Soundly,
I'm calling you out. You are up. What is it that blocks the sun?
That is a good rhetorical question. What does block the sun? He asked disingenuously.
I'm asking Soundly to start sharing his screen.
So he can show us. Sorry, my mic.
So he can show us what's blocking the sun.
Can I present? Here, I'm presenting.
Hold on.
I don't know. Can you see that?
Nope, not yet. Hold on. There we go. Okay, hold on. Let me let the audience see you. There we go.
Awesome shot.
All right, Soundly.
Got
it.
Carry on.
Here's another version of it. Same image. I tweaked a little differently.
What Soundly is showing everybody is shots that we took of the eclipse, specifically out of his telescope. What was it, your 8-inch?
Yeah, 8-inch telescope with I'm a Rocket Man's D5 on the end of it.
And he is quite literally raised the light levels and way overexposed it in post to see what Earth shine looks like on the moon during a solar eclipse.
That's the moon, pretty sure.
Well, it only proves that the black sun closely resembles the moon.
Okay. All right.
So now
they're siblings. They were split at birth.
This is the Halloween mask that the black sun wears when it does its eclipse gig. It's in its contract. It's always got to wear the thing to resemble the moon, because otherwise it might shock people in the 4th century BC who might look at the eclipse through their digital filters.
Okay.
That's a better explanation than what I fully expect from Flat Earth, which is, CGI, CGI, NASA CGI.
That's about what you'll get, I would imagine.
I'm pleased to know that I can come up impromptu with more plausible, preposterous explanations than a flat earther.
Well done.
Well, that is quite the low bar, though.
I know it is. You know, that's low enough that even an earthworm can manage to crawl under it.
So we have just used empirical evidence to prove that this dipshit is full of nothing but shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
If anyone
he belongs to the turd sphere.
And the funny thing is, like, I'm just an amateur. Like, there's professionals out there that got way better shots of Earthshine, and they're all over the internet. So just go check it out. I mean, geez.
And just to point out that every still that we had two, well, Stanley had 2 telescopes there. He had the 8-inch that he was manning, and he had a bigger one that
the 8-inch I'm a Rocket Man was manning, and I had a 6-inch.
Oh, so this was off the 8-inch?
Yeah, this is the 8-inch.
Okay, but we're kind of collating all the pictures and videos, or trying to get them into one Google Drive so we can all pull from it. And I've actually looked at several of these totality photos and done this with it, and they all show Earthshine, every single one of them.
Yep.
So can we all agree that the black sun has a skin condition somewhat akin to Steve Bannon?
No, Michael Jackson.
All right, back to the feature presentation. Here we go. And I'm actually still presenting. I think if you just click on me, you'll get it back.
Hey, what?
Everybody got it?
No, you're not presenting anymore. Just if anybody who talked will get the person talking in the live chat.
Unless you
look at my picture.
Unless you click on me. All right.
We're not clicking on you.
There'll be no clicking. I understand. Here we go.
Italy's Tima to shun something.
There we go.
You shall present. No, sorry.
There. God damn it. I'm presenting.
A non-believer.
There. Presenting has occurred.
Thank you.
Yay and stuff. It's too much effort to click on my gun. All right. Here we go. We're making progress. Here we go.
It's very fascinating to see the eclipse. I would love to know what this black sun is, this black object that covers.
We just showed you.
Yeah.
Wait. I think it's something called the moon.
Yeah. See, I was going to say that, but I wasn't quite sure. So, all right, the moon. I'll go with that. The moon. Got it.
Whatever it is, we're not going to know it in this lifetime. When all truth is revealed.
Come on.
Hold up. Mr. Unite for the Children. Cy forgot his moonshine, but he got his earthshine.
Oh! That is another excellent one.
And I see the guy jumps without any ado from there to chemtrails.
Absolutely.
My gosh, that's an obvious connection. Hey, can we bring the Loch Ness Monster in? I mean, let's get the whole trifecta.
No, then it would be an old Jeranism vid. All right. Let's see what he has to say about chemtrails now.
Wait, I want to go back to what he was saying about we're not going to know in this lifetime. That's completely ridiculous. I mean, you can track the moon. You can know where it's going to be. I mean, it's just basic. It's just like, okay, it's moving at this many degrees per hour. Hello, it's going to be there. I mean,
although in his case, you got to realize that in his own lifetime, he's never going to understand anything. So that's a correct statement as far as he's concerned.
From his own perspective, he's actually correct.
This guy is duller than a sack of hammers on a bad day.
Indeed.
Ball peen hammers at that.
Yeah, indeed. Which I want to take out and start banging my head over the stupidity of people denying that the eclipse. Or this guy actually isn't denying the eclipse. He's claiming the eclipse happened, but it's not the moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dark
it's
sun.
It's not the one thing that we can predict to be there. No, it's not that. It's something else that we'll never know for the rest of our life.
Yeah. Isn't it odd that it only comes out when those astronomers using the normal astronomy predict it's going to? Isn't it? It's amazing how obliging the black sun is to only arrive on that schedule.
Yeah, it's because they're controlling it.
They never explain that, do they? They never say, how do we predict these things? Why did they even think there was an eclipse coming in the first place? That's what I wanted to slap across their face the entire time we were talking about the eclipse. And they're saying, oh, it's not going to happen like it's predicted. Why do you even think there's going to be an eclipse, you idiot? you have to at least agree that you're believing that there's going to be an eclipse because scientists are telling you so.
Yeah, well, they're leaning towards with a lot of people these days the whole trend towards anti-intellectualism and math don't make it real. That seems I've been hearing a lot of that lately. Math don't make it real. So anyway, we are very close to the end of this one. Thank the flying spaghetti monster. Here we go.
Yay!
It's a tragedy that in a lot of places in America, they're not going to see any eclipse because the chemtrails are just too
oh my God,
and stagnant.
Oh dear, yeah, those damn chemtrails. You know, unfortunately, all the chemtrails here in Spokane were apparently blown away by the clear blue sky.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
YouTube and hope it's
I saw little ones really far
manipulated by Fox News and ABC and NBC and whoever else. So.
That was it. He ended on the word "so."
Is this like? Do they have like 5 or 6 pictures of these chemtrails having their convention, and then they only show those over and over and over and over and over and over again?
Well, they're not going to show blue sky pictures. Come on, how effective would that be? All right, that was there's really no words for that. That was just awful.
Well, there are words, but
nothing.
YouTube don't like those anymore.
Yeah, nothing we'll mention in polite company. All right, what crap do we have next?
Wait, am I in the wrong crowd?
No, I'm just trying to put a smiley face on it. That's all. That's all.
Oh.
All right, what do we have next? Ooh, we have. We have something by Feed Your Mind, which, if you remember the first one, although he had a different name, sounded suspiciously like Feed Your Mind. This part 1 here is total, all caps, solar eclipse debunks.
Mr. Unite, I must quote that RJ, hate to tell you, but chemtrails were there in Spokane. They now got them invisible chemtrails. Now that I can see the point. Yes, invisible chemtrails are much more dangerous.
That does sound like a problem.
I thought they just dyed the chemtrails blue and they didn't want you to know they were there.
That's another possibility. Yeah, well, you see, it's toxic chemicals that they're putting into the chemtrails so that they blend into the sky. Yeah, we got a serious double whammy problem here.
Spray paint.
Yeah.
Lead-based.
Yeah, all the graffiti artists go up there. They get on really tall step ladders because remember the sky isn't really very tall in the other things, so that they can just get there. It's very easy. We know that people can get step ladders up to at the place where airplanes fly. That happens all the time.
Yeah, well, if they sat down and just did a phosphate coating on the chemtrail stuff, it would have a natural kind of blue tinge, providing it was a nickel phosphate coating.
Well, if you're worried about chemtrails,
either that or
put
it's
some
the
vinegar
water
in
that
your
the guy
yard.
was using in the little bowl before. That would be about the right color.
Okay, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but the next video is called Total Solar Eclipse Debunks Heliocentrism.
Now, can I call it?
We were trying to discourage you from allowing us to remember that, but I'm afraid you're insisting, aren't you, Sky?
And that's followed by a all in caps Flat Earth Proof 29 Part 1. And
Part 1, as part of a wonderful series. And as we all know, if you use caps, it must be true.
Absolutely. And the word proofs here is in caps, and the word debunks is in caps. So I think this is going to be very
If you want to get really serious, you start using italics.
Well, hell, that's the whole reason why Nikon capitalizes the P on the P900.
Oh, I see.
Now, I have a question. Can we call chug for double derping?
You just go right ahead and do that, Buckaroo. We will be happy to encourage you.
I'm a little concerned about alcohol poisoning, aren't you guys? I mean,
what? No, never.
Yeah, just use the siphon. It'll just make it faster.
All right, here it comes. And oh, geez, I forgot to apologize for all this crap before we started. I'll start it. Here it comes, and I apologize.
Hello everybody, you are listening to Feed Your Mind. So today we will discuss a total solar eclipse and how that debunks heliocentrism. And so we'll begin this discussion with how big the sun is compared to how big the moon is. You see, the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon. They say the sun has a radius of about 432,000 miles versus the moon's radius of about 1,000 miles. So how could something as small as the moon compared to the sun ever totally block out the sun's light? Well, of course it would have to be
relative distance.
Okay. Who actually called drink for that one?
I called drink, but
okay.
I don't know. I don't know how well this is going to land, but when did the guy from Saw start making heliocentric videos on YouTube?
You know, I hate to tell him this, but you know, I can eclipse the moon absolutely automatically by taking the pinky finger and putting the little nail up there in front of the moon. So it must mean that my pinky finger has got to be as big as the moon. Don't you agree? Isn't that science and reason?
Yes, both the moon and your little finger are small and close. That must be the fact by his logic. I like it.
There we go. We figured it out. Yes, and I just want to reach out and just grab that moon and pull it down to Earth and look at all those little moon pieces.
Okay. Let us move on to segment number 30 and see what new interesting things he has to disclose.
Is also 400 times farther away than the moon. So not only is the sun 400 times bigger than the moon, but it also happens to be coincidentally 400 times farther than the moon.
The sun is about 400 times larger than the moon, but the sun is about 400 times.
Thank you for putting up correct information, and then you are going to pretend as though you hadn't watched it.
They're just about the same size in the sky. And
but it's
so
a coincidence.
We have a very happy coincidence that the moon just covers the sun perfectly so that we can see the sun's atmosphere, its corona.
How convenient.
And only in one little spot. It's not. I mean, could you imagine how much weirder it would be if a total eclipse was like us being on the moon during a lunar eclipse and it's completely blacked out everywhere?
Yeah, and of course they forget that annular eclipse thing where those nasty little astronomers using their nasty little Newtonian mechanics can figure out when the moon is just slightly too far away to actually eclipse completely, and they can predict that with 100%.
Yes. And
if we were on the moon, we'd see a nice red ring around the Earth. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Ring around the Earth.
It would be pretty damn cool. But it wouldn't matter where you were standing on the moon. You'd be able to see it. It'd be awesome. You wouldn't have to be in one place. You wouldn't have to, drive a couple of 100 miles every.
You could see it from everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be everywhere all at the same time. It'd be awesome.
And the other thing about he mentioned coincidence. Yeah, it's a coincidence just now.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Wait a couple of million years. then it won't. Then they won't be the same size.
Just a coincidence that the maker of this video managed to have a brain so completely pathetic that he can ignore all the science and knowledge of the universe that is accumulated and is instantly accessible by mouse click. It's just a coincidence that he's managed to be so stupid.
Well,
they could just wait one more year, and they're not even the same size anymore, so it's no longer a coincidence.
Right, and I'm still wondering, with the 2019 one in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, is Eric Dubé going to go and paddle his way out there on a little kayak so that he can try and debunk that one?
Oh gosh, let's encourage Eric Dubé to paddle out there in a kayak. Let's do that, okay?
He'd get lost.
He could do some yoga on the kayak too if you got to sit on top.
I know.
Especially you
I'm
sit
making
on
sure
top in
people
the Pacific Ocean.
Hey,
That'd be great.
now I know why the dinosaurs went extinct, because the moon was slightly closer to the Earth in those days, and it blotted the sun out more effectively, and it really just freaked out those tyrannosaurs.
See, I thought you were going to say it was cracking them in the head every time it came around.
Yeah,
right.
well,
I figured that's the whole reason why they ran into the center of the Earth. I mean,
nasty person.
3 people talking.
That was just uncool.
Yeah, we're not good at this.
All right, we shall do Ethernet, folks. Ethernet. Here we go.
Was created by a Big Bang explosion. What type of Big Bang explosion can create such a perfect
Drake.
Okay, you're up.
Oh fuck! It wasn't an explosion. The term Big Bang Theory was actually a misnomer by a noted scientist who was trying to denigrate
Fred Hoyle, dear old Fred Hoyle, also thought the bubonic plague came from outer space. Yeah, so he's a real reliable one.
Well, yeah. Fuck! It was hyper expansion, not a goddamn explosion.
How he's compressing like billions of years of stuff. Excuse me, but the sun and the moon doing their little dance now is irrelevant to the damn Big Bang. Just don't bring it up. It's not matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Hey, Cy.
Yes.
Fino pointed out something you said quite a little bit incorrectly.
What?
Ethernet? Is that the way to email God?
That's the Ethernet is the net that puts you to sleep, which this video is perilously close to.
No, I said Ethernet.
It's originally. Now this I have from a good source, but I've not confirmed it myself. The original name, I'm told, was pronounced Ethernet. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, why don't
you
we
say ether and I say ether? Let's call the whole thing off.
On that note, I'll hit play.
So that the sun is just the right amount of distance from the moon for there to be a total eclipse. And not only that, there's...
Yeah, that's why it's such a big deal.
It's also just the right distance away for there to be life.
We're getting all anthropic-y, aren't we now?
Going to be about 14 more total solar eclipses in the next 100 years. So it's one thing for something like that to happen.
There's a few more than that, but whatever.
In a lifetime, but
One
this
of
is
them
not
predicted
something that
with
has
precision
never
in
happened before.
advance, you dumb effer.
And it happens often. And when I say often, I'm saying that relative to it being a complete accident. For something like this to happen once would be one thing in a Big Bang explosion, but for it to have happened many times over the centuries and for it to be occurring at least 14 times within 100 years span doesn't seem like much of an
You mean like it's part of a predictable cycle?
Yeah, well, how can the Big Bang be real when it rains every single year? I mean, how could all these natural forces be coming into play from a Big Bang explosion?
You know, it's really funny because if you just look at Jupiter, it gets eclipsed by one of its moons like twice a day. It's just insane.
Well, you see, the maker of the
Maybe
video
not that
is
much,
prejudiced
but I
against
just think it's
other
funny.
planets. He doesn't allow them to have their own lives.
Hey, keep in mind the flatties refer to them as wandering stars. Remember, they're not even planets.
Hoyle liked the
Just
card
ironic.
games. Factard asked, yes, Fred Hoyle, who invented the game of bridge while doing subatomic physics and working out stellar fusion cycles, later on discovered the bubonic plague from unicorns. We can connect everything up with Hoyle if we only work at it. 6 degrees of Hoyle.
Lovely.
These are the types of comments people make whenever they don't understand like basic stuff, like a pendulum swinging back and forth. I mean, it's just a cycle. I mean, that's all it is, and like they can't understand a basic cycle. Really, this is why I don't believe it.
Remember, England swings like a pendulum do too.
All right, we are.
Am I gonna really have to be the one that makes the "they don't have girlfriends" joke with that one, Soundly?
You should have it up on a little immediate share thing, like a PowerPoint. That can be put up at any convenience.
All right. Why is no one saying "hold your head up"? What am I?
Hold your head up.
Moving on.
At the very least, this proves intelligent design. versus a random Big Bang explosion accident for
Let it
something like this
pass.
to
Let
ever
it pass.
happen.
If it was
And I
into
also wanna
drink.
add how
All right,
actually
don't
know
let it pass.
If it was intelligent design, why is it that the total solar eclipses happen in, well, all obviously predictable patterns? Why do they not always only happen over Jerusalem?
Oh, there's a
If
question.
it's intelligent design, there should only be one place in the world where you could ever see a total solar eclipse, and that would be in Jerusalem. Or Mecca, I suppose. Maybe one of the two. Whatever.
Well, they're not far off from each
Have
other.
to be over Missouri, where Eden was. I mean, let's get our theology straight here. We don't want to.
No. Missouri is the new Eden. That's the new Zion.
Okay, yes. I thought the and of course the new Scions are the latest model of Toyotas.
All right, here we go.
Exact radius of the sun and the moon. I mean, I suppose they have their methods of calculations, but they just know right.
Yeah, I suppose they do.
Radius of the sun. They say the sun is 432,288 miles precisely, and the moon is 1,079 miles in radius.
Numbers.
But that's neither here nor there, really. So let's continue on.
Yeah, neither here nor there. Let's not going to be bothered about numbers.
Why did he bother mentioning them then? All right.
Well, because it made him sound sciencey,
and he
could put up.
He
They're
did
just
get
big.
to,
content
That's the problem. They're big numbers. I can't handle big numbers.
and he did get to say it in a
Oh yeah,
disbelieving
and the
voice.
other one, the sun has 432.288 K, and he was trying to figure out how the K's
And the
got
three
in there.
is in
whether
there.
it
I
had
see-
anything to the KT.
I see three
He wondered
threes.
what is the K, the Cretaceous.
It's
He
not-
doesn't understand.
It's not an exact anyway. I mean, the moon could be like a completely different distance away, and it would still cast a shadow on the Earth.
There's
I mean,
three
it's
threes
not
on the
exact.
screen, though.
And what about angular?
One in Earth, one in the Sun, and one in Pluto. There's three threes there.
Illuminati.
And what about annular eclipses?
Now remember, on the annular, our guy doing the video is annular retentive, so he's really not going to deal with that.
That was a good one, RJ.
Well, what about a hybrid? I mean,
no hybrids. If you're gonna drive something, go all the way. Either all
You
electric or
use
all
the
gas.
plug-in moon, the fully electric moon. You don't want to have a hybrid. Because
Whoa,
that's just not-
RJ, you're spilling shill secrets here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't get it cleared through the penguins.
I am
Thank you.
I am now putting on my personal safety device.
All right. And if I don't get my,
You're a little late, sounds like.
Well, with the annular,
You missed that opportunity about an hour ago.
Plus, RJ mentioned penguins, so now I've hit bingo, so we're good.
You have the little card out there. Okay, yeah.
all right, here we go.
And so what's really happening here with these total solar eclipses is that the sky operates like a clock. You see, the sun is like the minute hand, and the moon is like the hour hand, if you will. There's nothing random at all. You see, we keep track of time by the sun and the moon. It's like clockwork. There's been real no discrepancy since.
No, actually, drink.
Okay.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
This day and age, we actually keep track of time by radioactive decay, not with the sun or the moon. I mean, granted, thank you for the sun exploding and then making the universe and collapsing into a smaller sun and what have you. And sorry, not the universe, the solar system. Obviously, we've been drinking, but
You think?
you know, radioactive decay. That's how we actually tell time this day and age.
And as science tells time with radioactive decay, the man who made this video made the video based on mental decay.
So it's
That or he was too damn close to the atomic clock in Boulder.
That could be it. Yes, he was licking on that radium dial watch that he got as a gift when he was 5.
Indeed. Okay. There we go again.
Sundials and stuff are actually precise right down to this day. It doesn't matter when these sundials were created. They're still perfect in keeping track of time according to how the sun operates above us. And the word
No, they are not precise. No, they're just not.
And
They're-
if you
they
forget to put the
precisely
batteries
show-
in your sundial, you see how accurate it is.
They precisely show what the sun is doing, which
Yeah, I was,
Doesn't
about
it
to say,
count?
I was about to say the time is defined is defined based on the sun. So wouldn't you expect sundials to always be right?
One would think.
You could run a moon dial too, although it's not nearly as much fun.
Agreed.
Month is actually
Bye, Jesse.
named
Oh, Jesse left?
Yeah, he's on
after
his
the
way out.
moon because the moon keeps track of the months, which again proves intelligent design at the very least. And so what science has been telling
Whoa. How does the moon?
Let's go a conclusion.
Hang on.
Yeah. Who wants to jump in on this little thing?
How does the moon
Oh,
track?
I got it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Sean, and I'll pick up after.
How does the moon track the months if it's on a 27.25 day cycle?
Now, there is a little bit of history. The original calendars were lunar based.
Yeah, but we run on the Gregorian calendar.
Exactly.
Yeah,
running
and
on
before
the
that, the less accurate Julian calendar, and before that, the head up their S calendar of the Etruscans.
Yeah, so we haven't used a lunar calendar for centuries, for God knows how many centuries. Oh, fuck.
Children is questioning the graphic. He says, where are all those giant flags? I've never seen a giant flag sticking out of the earth. So I think that there is a possibility that we are not looking at a completely accurate representation of reality here.
No,
is
really?
Suspicious.
I mean, well, it could be a simple explanation. He might be a werewolf.
Yeah, werewolf. There, castle.
Okay, problem solved.
Heliocentrism goes back to sun worship and paganism because they worship the sun. If you don't believe me, check out my Elements video where I prove to you how science has a hidden agenda.
Drink, what in the world does this have to do with Augustus Caesar and naming months?
Well, or what the hell does it have to do with uranium, neptunium, plutonium? Is he working his way through? And then apparently he's arguing that Copernicum, that it's because radioactivity was known to Copernicus, and Copernicus was actually radioactive, and that's how he came up with heliocentrism. Ah, it all is clear now.
Could have been, and if heliocentrism is to honor the sun god, well, geez, we really screwed up. We really screwed up describing the rest of the
plutonium one
galaxy.
applies to this video. PU.
One, we don't worship the sun, and he can say it as many times as he wants, but we don't do it. Number two, at least we don't worship a camera like they do. Oh, holy P900!
You know, that has got to be the most disappointing deity they've ever come up with, because they worship it, yet it shits on their parade.
I can just see it. If we fall into the next round of the Dark Ages, the Gospel of Nikon will actually be in these people's Bible.
All right. Here we go.
Name the planets and the elements after pagan gods and Greek mythology. They're into this sun worshiping cult, and they disguise it in the names that they name planets in.
Oh, I gotta call a drink.
Drink. All right, who was first on that one? RJ and Andy? Was it the two of you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we always overtalk each other. That's the whole spiel.
That's gig. That's our gig. I just wanted to say what a terrible analogy this nincompoop just stepped into, because the 3 planets he have listed on there were not named by the ancients. They are modern planets that were named for them, but in modern times. Nobody.
Well, not only that, Neptune's not a fuck. Neptune has nothing to do with the sun. He has to do with the goddamn ocean. If anything, you would think flat earthers would worship Neptune.
This is the type of shit, though, that makes me think that they're trolling.
Recording this in the cistern to get the little historical fiddly bits, because he didn't Google that part when he was trying to construct his argument.
No, but he had to Google this part because he's only got the ones that wouldn't have been named by the ancients. That's the whole thing. It's like they got to be trolling here.
Right, they're not visible to the naked eye, and they're barely visible to earliest astronomical tools.
So
I have a hard time sitting down and looking at Neptune through all of my telescopes.
So you disagree with this individual, then, you're saying?
I've never seen Neptune.
I would not only disagree, but I would bitch slap him upside the face with all 8 feet of the frickin' optical tube of my newest telescope.
And if I can point out,
Just as a
hold on,
footnote.
RJ, stop.
Oh, okay.
If I can point out, Uranus has nothing to do with the sun. It's where the sun doesn't shine.
Now, 12-year-old. I'm just wondering, did the reason why he included radium on his little list because he's got plutonium with a Neptune and uranium all out? Did he put in radium in there because he thinks it's named for the god Ra?
Yes.
Gotta be.
I was thinking that it was something that lame, and it's nice to know that my hypothesis was confirmed.
I figured he just screwed up because he's been eating mercury out of old frickin' thermometers.
That could also be true. There could be a physical thing, either that or he's just he made old hats in the 1840s.
Isn't it funny that the lowest idea you can come up with, RJ, for what these folks are doing, you're never disappointed?
Well,
it always comes.
I am working my way into the. All I have to do is to shut down as much of my brain as possible, and I can get really close to their thought process.
It's going to happen.
I just think it's funny.
No, you're still too creative.
Maybe.
I just think it's funny that he.
I'm sorry. I am trying to set lower standards and see if I cannot meet them.
Sean, try your trick again.
I'm done. There's no point. RJ's here.
RJ show today.
Where's the bell? Where's the bell?
RJ, would it be
Bring on the bell! Bring on the bell! Come on!
Would it be RJ? Would it be possible just this show to tolerate the speaking of others for a little?
Blasphemy!
And I say
just say shut up. Well, I was told to shut up, and I zipped it. So I am completely responsive to stimuli.
Okay, very good. Now, Sean, were you saying something?
No, I gave up.
Okay.
RJ is the Lord of Chaos.
If RJ is capable of not talking for 10 minutes, then I might jump back in.
All right.
That's never going to happen.
Are you taking that bet, RJ?
I will have to figure out how to take that challenge. Get out a little timer to see if I can manage 10 minutes.
Oh, Sean, maybe I should offer him a drone if he can do it.
No.
Not my birthday drone, you bastard.
All right.
It flies quite well.
Indeed.
I'm sorry.
All right. Let us. No,
if I ever make it back to one of these, I'm definitely bringing duct tape.
That's what Paranor suggested. RJ, the duct tape. You may discover how easily I can talk through duct tape too. It's pretty frightening.
That's what staple guns are for.
Oh, jeez, we're getting harsh. All right.
You got to see what I can do with a staple gun.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I suggest we start the video again.
Names like Mercury and Pluto and Helium is all named after paganism. So these scientists are actually as agnostic.
Andy, you're up.
I'm sorry, Steven. There is no such thing as Stargate SG-1 ever resting in peace. That show will go on for eternity.
I will second that. That's actually when I started saying. That's actually when I started saying indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
No jokes.
And I think our guy, when he was bringing up helium just a little bit ago, helium is the god that people worship, but they have to do it with a really high voice.
God damn it! That was a pretty good impersonation of helium voice. All right, there we go.
Thick and atheist, as they like to portray themselves. The Copernicus solar system model is a form of sun worship, and the total solar eclipse makes more sense on a flat Earth model because on a flat Earth model, the sun and the moon.
I think this guy needs to do a little bit more research into early astronomers and their association with the Catholic Church.
So it wouldn't take much for there to be a solar eclipse if you have a sun that's the same size as the moon, and every once in a while they block each other. It's not as far of a stretch as saying, oh, the sun just happens to be full.
Yes.
In every version of the flat Earth model that I have somehow stayed sane through, the sun and moon are at the same level. So you would not get an eclipse. You would not get an occlusion.
You get a collision.
You would get a fucking collision.
So you'd get one. Basically, you'd get one of these events. You better go see it because you're only getting one.
Yes, you heard of the Big Bang. This is the big plant.
All right. Well, maybe he's going to show us a different model this time because they've already admitted they have no model. They keep showing the same picture as you described, with the sun and the moon spinning around in a circle, and then when you question them on why it doesn't work, they'll say, "Well, this is not our model." So, what the hell are you showing it to me for? All right, maybe he'll explain.
Show us a model.
Indeed.
400 times farther away and 400 times bigger just by some type of accident. No, it makes more sense on a geocentric flat Earth model where the sun and the moon are the same size and they overlap.
Okay.
He's saying geocentric flat Earth model, but his Earth model is rotating. Just saying.
That's a nice catch.
Are you going to be a stickler for actually holding him to what he's actually presenting? Now that's a really nasty thing to do.
I would never.
It's almost like it's almost like you're expecting some sense of intellectual honesty from him.
I'm just
now.
pointing out things that most people miss.
That's crazy talk. Intellectual honesty. Next, you're going to say internal consistency. There'll be none of that. Okay, here we go.
Sometimes, which causes a total solar eclipse, which doesn't take as much of a stretch of the imagination to describe as the heliocentric version of what a total solar eclipse is. And one thing I'd like to add in this discussion is, are we even 100% sure that that's the moon that's causing this solar eclipse?
Yes, we are. 100% positive.
And I love this image. I love this image because you can actually see the magnetic field lines in the corona. Wait, that's only something
do I
from
need
the
to have
standard model.
Oh, sorry. Do I need to have Soundly re-steal this screen to show him that it's the fucking moon?
The best thing about all this is that we actually have first-hand experience. You can't unsee first-hand experience, and that's all they have to do is go get it for themselves. But they refuse to. They'd rather sit in their mom's basement typing on the keyboard.
Absolutely, it's safe there, and they feel special because they know these secrets that none of us know. The fact that they're made up, that doesn't come into.
Pretty sure the only secrets they know is what the mailman's doing during the middle of the day.
Mom, give me a beer.
And his major things he has to do is to cut out all the parts where you hear the voice coming in. It says, "Dinner time, come upstairs."
I thought it was your hot pocket's done.
No, it's the meatloaf.
Okay, we're not quite making as good a time as in the last couple of videos, but we're moving. All right, here we go.
I blame RJ.
We're not aware of, but you know me, I like to brainstorm and stuff.
Accept responsibility.
So that's just something I wanted to throw in there. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think in the comments section. And also, before we get out of here, I'd like to mention how ancient civilizations used to see the eclipse as an attack on the sun. It was like some type of thing where they saw the eclipse as an attack.
Yeah, okay, Drake. Okay, Drake. Ancients used to also live in caves and forests and stuff like that, and we used to be yeah, they used to do a lot of stuff back then, but we learned stuff. Sorry.
Wait, he mentioned the ancients.
Thought they were.
He mentioned the ancients, so can we call Yahtzee?
Okay.
All right, one more try, guys.
See, that was great. You both both realized you were talking over each other and stopped.
And
then you both.
All right, I got it. So, someone called bingo before, but now he's mentioned the ancients. So, does that mean we can call Yahtzee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I heard all of it that time. I'm happy.
I think at this point you're going for the all card. I think is the expression.
Well, don't get me wrong. That there's a lot of things that some ancient civilizations did that are absolutely phenomenal. Pyramids and temples and this, that, and the other thing. But
Absolutely.
None of them shot a fucking rocket to the goddamn moon.
That is true. Okay, here we go.
Put a damn mirror up there so we could shine a laser on it
and the same
measure its distance accurately.
See it as some type of a battle between light and dark. And so I just thought I'd throw that in there for research purposes. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, everybody. This has been another episode of Feature Mind. Please donate as little as $1 to my Patreon page. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to start a website.
It's not Flat Earth is not research. It's just search.
That's exactly what it is. I never thought of that.
It's the search for more money from other stupid people.
Correct.
Actually, he's working on the search part. He's actually only at the each.
Well, hold on a second. I just remember something. Wasn't this part 1 of 2?
Yes, I was hoping nobody was going to remember that.
Oh, thank God!
Yeah.
Thank God you're going to skip part 2, right?
Is that what we're doing?
I can't listen
to
that call anymore.
All right, let's see what else we got.
I was going to say, if I keep having to listen to this guy, eventually at some point I'm gonna belt out, "Do you want to play a game?"
Maybe hypothesize that part 2 has roughly the same information content as part 1.
I'd say you're pretty much got a beat on it. Yeah, that would be accurate.
That would be and putting the 2 together yields like 0.
Tell you know what? Just skipping over it without reviewing it would be kind of rude on our part since it's a 2-parter. So how about this? I'll tell you the title, and any one of you can just call drink and say bullshit, and we'll consider it reviewed. Here's the title.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Shouldn't the title be the same except it has part 2 instead of part 1?
No, it's not at all.
Oh, you're not on that consistency.
It's not even similar. It's only similar in the fact that he alternated all capitalized words and only words that are capitalized at the front. Other than that, they're not even similar. Here it is. You remember the first one was Total Solar Eclipse Debunks Heliocentrism, Flat Earth Proof 29 Part 1. The second one, which should have the same title, you're quite correct. But the title is, in fact, get ready to yell, drink, and say that's all bullshit. The second part is NASA's Epic Eclipse Fail. They were wrong. Flat Earth Proof 29 Part 2.
Oh, God.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
I will just say this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody could see an eclipse unless they were in the approved NASA environments. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will.
How do they get on my driveway?
All right. So
Sean, go for it.
Now that RJ has shut up.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, Sean. What have you?
Oh, you two.
I will just say this. NASA didn't predict this eclipse. They have never predicted any eclipse. These were all written down centuries ago.
Look at that.
Thank you.
We've reviewed it without even watching it. That was amazing. That was a great time saver. I'd say that's pretty damn good. And
it's called efficient.
If I can jump in real quick, if this video has anything to do with the ISS transiting the sun during the eclipse, we can go ahead and look at that, little white and red symbol in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there, Sci, and know that red caught the damn thing too.
Today. Well, yesterday now.
Oh, yeah. We've moved on to another day. Yeah. No, I don't.
I just saw the video earlier on G+. I didn't actually watch it. My bad.
Red didn't catch it on the eclipse day. Red didn't catch it on the eclipse day. He actually caught it on the 25th, my birthday.
Oh.
Well, drone day.
And I.
Either way, it's obviously something that can be done. So, yeah.
Indeed.
I'll go ahead and accept my failure on that part of thinking it was on the eclipse and whatever.
I have a
Paranor
challenge to catch it the next time it transits the sun for me. So I'll be doing that too.
Read Paranor's comment.
It's cruel but just. Someone started GoFundMe to purchase RJ a Silence of the Lamb mask. Oh, that really cuts to the
and I'll toss in the extra to buy the super glue to put it on.
Oh my! There is some. There is some harshness.
Super glue or Gorilla Glue?
Both.
Hey, Gorilla Glue makes a super glue.
If there is super glue, how come there is still Gorilla Glues?
Industrial level epoxy.
Oh my lord.
I was going to say,
Good
if
call,
anyone
Sarah.
wants to borrow some laminating epoxy, I have a lot left over from this last build.
All right. Well, I'd like to congratulate all of you for we've skipped over a Feed Your Mind video, and what do you get as your reward for this? You get a quasi-luminous video.
Oh.
Congratulations!
Quasi-luminous.
That's your prize. It's called
without any luminosity.
Wait, hold
What
on
do
1
you
second.
hate
I
us
gotta
so
shove this screwdriver through my hand real quick.
Okay. Let me know when you're all set. Anyway, the title of this wonderful feature is The Total Solar Eclipse and Flat Earth Explained. So you see, we're going to learn something.
If I can actually explain something here, you're hearing from a lot of these like low-end to no-name people because the true con men of the flat Earth are actually smart enough to not touch the eclipse at the 10-foot pole.
Exactly.
And I went looking. I really went
Very
looking
true.
for some of the big names we all know, and even Antonio had nothing to say.
Like he's
They
on
were
vacation.
fucking wrong.
Riley
Paranormal
straight up
advice.
deleted the channel, so it says
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, he's gone.
Paranormal's advice is very good.
Yeah, but remember,
Self-prefrontal lobotomy.
yeah, but
Riley apparently is working on a video. That's the rumor about the
Nobody
eclipse.
thought he'd stay gone for long.
No, he's not going to stay gone. Apparently, he's working on a video about the eclipse. Apparently, he could see a reflection of the flat Earth in the whatever it is, Rahu.
Oh, I
What,
can't
did the
wait.
sun bounce off the backside of the moon onto the firmament?
Dude,
I'm convinced.
do not try and ask me for a rational explanation on this because there is none.
All right. So, once again, congratulations, guys. As we skipped over the last one. Your prize is a quasi-luminous video, and the good news is it's only 27 minutes long. So that's
My god!
Hold on a second.
Now, if it took us 40 minutes to get through a 2-minute video, what's this going to do to us?
okay. Well, keep in mind, if we do. I mean, we're doing okay with the calling drink and then letting that person talk. For the most part, we're doing good with that.
No, we're not.
Okay,
and then RJ takes over.
All right,
Yeah.
but remember, there's the new rule that we implemented that it only takes 2 people to say this video sucks, kill it. So don't worry about the 27 minutes. All it takes is 2 of you to give it the thumbs down, and off it goes into oblivion. All right, everybody ready?
Quick thing I'm actually really curious about doing this, and I wouldn't mind getting some opinions on it.
Okay.
I was thinking about sitting down and taking my 60 millimeter refractor and disassembling it, writing an instruction manual, and sending it to Jaren with the instruction manual and the reassembly process.
No.
Just for fun.
He claims to have a telescope, actually. He claims that
I
he
just
has
say
one.
no.
I
Just
would
send
say
it
no.
to me instead. I will make far better use.
Yes, send it to someone who's actually going to use it.
Yeah, because Jason probably sell it on eBay.
I will work magic with that if you send it to me.
I would
All
say
right, Tara,
if you're going to send
honestly, if you're interested, I'm running out of room and I've got to start getting rid of some of them. Trying to find space for the 150. I just don't have anywhere to keep the 60. So if
How much
you want it,
I'll pay for the shipping.
pay for the shipping. It's yours.
Hey, look at that. Nice.
You're amazing.
Look at that. Sigh, bringing people together.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let us.
I cannot wait. You have no idea.
Let us see what Quasi-Luminous has for us. Here we go. And don't forget, this is going to explain everything. It says so.
Tomorrow is supposed to be a special day where my son stays home from school, August 21st, 2017, and we film the eclipse. Now, Mom doesn't want his eyes to get all fucked up, so even though I'm a sun gazer and I stare at the sun, you know, they tell you.
Okay, what the hell is a sun gazer? I just recently heard about this.
They are a special type of flatty that will spend time staring at the sun with their naked eye until the middle of the sun, and they think it is beneficial.
Oh my God.
That's why I haven't heard of it. That's too weird for me to accept.
I heard about these idiots over a year ago when I started getting involved with this insanity.
That's
they even made video to tell people how to do it day by day, minute by minute.
Oh great! Oh great! That's just ideal. All right, sun gazers. Interesting. Here we go.
Wow.
Look at the moon. It's fine. You know, lunar, loony, moony. You get all wacky. You know, this is like the eclipse. I'm going to spill my blood into the earth and say out to the universe, I intend to bring forth heaven and earth and steal the universe from everybody and bring forth heaven and earth. Nobody can stop me. I am Satan himself, and I have an heir to my throne.
I'm done with this video.
You see here the word exit. You see the house over here, this house of God? This is going to be found at the center of the flat earth plane.
It couldn't be Uncle Joe's house. It's got to be God's house.
If you look at your compass like this one, is a green arrow. Sorry about the light, but if you look at it close, like you see in my other videos, it's just like the FedEx, image has the arrow in it. I see this house of God. That's where we need to get to at the center of the flat earth plane. Every compass is pointing to it. There's no way to fuck it up. And you need to get there before you're dead. The only reason I can see everything so clear is because I'm being pulled home. And I spilled up gallons of motherfucking blood to take over this universe.
I think he's off his meds.
What do you got?
He's not being pulled home. He's being pulled back to the mental institution that he escaped from.
I'm willing to give the second vote. I think.
Yeah, this dude's nuts.
This guy is just outright.
Really?
Crazy. Wow.
All right. What if we do a jump first to see if it actually changes?
Okay, jump.
Yeah, because he's been rather incoherent.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Let's give him a 5 minute.
Nut job.
We'll jump up to 5. Let's see what we got here. See if it turns into something. Okay, you know what? No.
We're done.
Whoa.
Please no.
All right, we're done.
Stop it.
I have to
stock footage of the Bible.
This is the kind of person, when they sit next to me at the bar and start talking, I immediately text whomever it was I was supposed to meet later that day, be like, not going to make it. Something very important came up.
If it's not found in the body of, it's not real.
All right, so
it's just a reprint.
So
this one's like instantly painful. I think it'd be best for everybody.
All right, hey, that's two of you. That's all it takes. That was the new rule we implemented long ago. So
we won't do it to every video, but geez.
No,
this one's definitely a pass.
5 minutes of this, I can't handle it.
There was no coherent path at the beginning, and then we skip ahead and here's the Bible.
This is what we jump to. Yeah.
I think the house of God and an exit sign is enough.
Yeah, really. Why did it have to be God's house? I mean, all right.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah, couldn't it be God's lesser known brother? I mean, doesn't he ever get a
You mean Brian?
No,
Brian.
Craig.
Yeah.
Just keep
Craig
in mind,
Christ.
most people get crazier as their videos go on.
So we made.
You're right.
We're dodging a bullet.
Starts off with an asymptote of dumb, and then he kind of percolates down, and then bores you to death through the next 20 minutes.
This guy figured that he was going to relate to the audience, hook them in by talking about the demons that occupy his brain.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Well,
this guy, he's
I have to subscribe. This guy is amazing.
If I can point out, I just realized that my mom had an interest in watching tonight's show.
Really?
Well, I don't care.
I forgot about that.
Hi, Mom.
Oh no. Somebody really should warn us.
Shout out to Sean's mom.
Indeed.
Happy birthday to me.
Okay, so we have bypassed the rest of the quasi-luminous foolishness. And guess what your prize is? Guess what you won for this one? You skipped
Please
the
don't.
last video.
I don't know, wig holes.
You skipped the last one. That got you quasi-luminous. You skipped him too.
He's not subphotonic.
He's making it worse. Sai, you're doing this on purpose. I know you are.
At this point, I think he is.
I give you Flat Earth. The total eclipse was insane. Entire thing in caps, followed by 5 exclamation points. By
Was there a one?
Here comes Stinky Cash.
Stinky Cash is still alive?
So it would seem.
Oh, at least it's not Daphne Rimmel.
He just got out.
Now, I will say this. Yes, the eclipse was totally insane, but in an absolutely awesome way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would tend to agree.
You're right. I agree with this video.
And also,
I never said my mom just got a big awakening.
Okay. I guess I won't be getting fed so well next time. Here we go. Here comes Stinky Cash, and I'm sorry.
Drink.
What?
Ow.
Did you call drink already?
Someone did, yes.
Who called drink?
I just had to do that because it was Stinky Cash. Go ahead.
All right. Let me drop the volume while he does his intro. Now that
Yeah, thank you.
Now that Sean's deaf. What?
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 Rest in peace, all headphone users.
Hey, down is the other way.
Let's feel like
Oh,
that.
that's the cashier. A little channel update. I haven't made a video in a while
Okay.
because
Drink, we've established she's using the Jeranism sound mixer. after that opening, I had to crank it up to 122%.
This
so
is
I
the
can hear
special
myself.
paint shaker edition that he got.
He's practically silent after that intro. All right. That's a cool dog, though. All right, here we go.
If I can point out, I've actually seen this video, and he does do music here and there, and it is just as loud.
Oh, Jesus. Lovely.
Oh, God.
Let's, we'll try to catch it.
if you remember,
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
maybe a little over a month ago, I made a video in the woods. It was right after 4th of July. I think it was the 5th of July, and it was titled
My Cat.
Drink.
Okay.
Did she get out of the woods alive afterwards?
Yes, I made a video in the woods.
Yes.
He hasn't made a video in a while.
Sometimes after the 4th of July.
Here we go.
It was titled 4th of July's, right?
What?
And that video got a lot of hits. It got a lot of views. It got a lot of likes. And after a few days, it got flagged by YouTube.
Gee, I wonder why.
And a strike was placed against my my account.
Could it be because you're a racist, anti-Semitic fuck?
And then deleted from YouTube.
Might have been. I was thinking that.
That was my second strike. I got another strike. Strike one was when I made the parody video of the song What I Like About You. I sung a song parody that I wrote called What I Hate About Jews.
Oh, nice.
And I thought that was
Wow. Trend going up on my crap index.
And they deleted that video as
How
well. And
dare
they did the first
them
strike for
block
that
me
video.
for my
Now,
racist
after
comments?
That other
Yeah.
video, the 4th of July's video, I got a second strike on my account. And now
If
I'm
I
one
could
strike.
give him some advice, maybe perhaps you could read the license agreement.
Or pronounce July
He's currently
correctly?
working on Charlottesville, the musical.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
Maybe they'll get a third strike just for being that stupid.
Why do all these guys hate Jews? I don't understand it. Where does it even come from?
I'm not entirely sure.
Because they killed.
Well, to some extent, if you're coming from that really super duper wackaloon, young earth creationist, hyper biblical Protestant, the Catholics are extreme and the Jews are trying to take over the worldview, that's relatively easy for them to do, which tells you a lot about the demographics of a lot of flat earthers.
It does. See, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I was going to bring up like
expecting
Calvinist
the Spanish Inquisition
Reformation and stuff like that, but I think it's covered.
Centrists tend to be the hyper-conservative branch of creationism, the flat earthers are the hyper-conservative branch of geocentrists, and you get junk like this.
So it would seem. All right,
is that conservative? I mean, that's not even conservative. That's like nutty. That's like
Yeah, well, yeah, reactionary, boil heretics in oil kind of reactionary. Yeah, maybe I should use a different word.
Yeah, reactionary works better. I mean, conservative has to do with how it is we're going to spend money as opposed to which people we're going to hate.
Which people we want to kill, yeah.
I think which people we're going to hate is just, I'm a dick and going to hate people.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a hobby, as Stalin once said.
Okay, we have established that Jemshin is a good guy. Doggo is so cute, though.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. As I said earlier, I normally have this thing about objecting to putting people into wood chippers, but with the flat earthers, I'm willing to take an exception, and I think Jemshin just give another vote for that. Yeah. There we go. Flaming wood chipper. In fact, that actually I like that. That is a certain elegance.
All right, maybe he'll get done with his racism, xenophobia, whatever the hell's stuck in his head. Maybe he'll get done with it and actually talk about it.
But Genus Paul, I think, has actually made a pretty good thing. Flat Earth is a petri dish of insane creationist delusions. Yeah, that's not a bad analogy.
I agree. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I love the comments. Okay, much as I love looking at Cool Doggy, let's see what else he has to say.
Away from having my channel deleted, they told me. So,
well,
I probably need to make a backup channel.
No. Maybe start acting like a human. Don't. Start acting like a human. You won't need a backup channel.
When I decide what I'm going to do with the backup channel, I'll let you know what it's going to be so that you can subscribe to that, and I'll start uploading my Stinky Cash videos up to that channel. So
I'll be
threats.
Oh, great.
I'll be first in line. I will be first in line.
Yeah, I'll mark that down on my must subscribe channel along with the Hitler channel.
He actually brings up a good question, though.
Mm-hmm.
If he has to change to his backup channel because he gets another strike and his channel gets deleted, how is he going to upload a video to tell people where to go?
Perhaps this man has not thought through the revolution properly.
Probably not.
No. We need to simplify that, RJ. He simply hasn't thought.
That is probably more accurate. All right.
Well, remember, he's working with that quarter neuron, and he's trying to do as best he can. In fact, that poor dog has probably him beat on the intellect level.
If that's his dog, I do feel sorry for the dog if that's his dog.
I would remove the probably from that, RJ.
Yeah, we should have a little balloon up there where the dog is thinking.
That dog definitely has him beat intellectually.
Oh, without a
I have my human trained.
Yeah.
I get an owner from the pound.
All right, he better start actually saying something about the eclipse sometime soon.
Well, with the way that this guy talks, I'm pretty sure that dog picked his owner up from prison.
Maybe.
All this content.
Well, let's find out what insight, this man has on
make a video
solar
for a while. They suspended me. On the second strike, you get suspended for 2 weeks. Because they said it was hate speech or like inappropriate content. So
you think?
I was suspended.
They said it was hate speech. Those prejudicial pricks.
Okay,
that's crazy talk.
Okay, he's
Shut
being
down
a little,
free speech, damn it.
he's being a little fibby here.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting copyright strikes. He's getting community guideline strikes.
Right, exactly.
Which you can have an infinite number of those. They don't delete your channel for those. They do to remove your ability to chat and upload new videos for a length of time, but they don't delete your channel for community guideline strikes.
So they delete your channel for acting like cute little Daphne Rimmel and all of her anti-Semite fun.
But we don't know what really happened to that channel either, do we?
I'm pretty sure we know what happened to that channel.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's a plan. Anyway.
Jemson, the dog is obviously a ball earther. Do you want the ball earth, boy? You want the ball earth? Go get the ball earth, boy.
All right. Yeah, hopefully he'll say something of merit.
and I let the 2 weeks turn into maybe over a month without posting a video.
Well, get to your point.
And then I did post a video called Flat Earth Stinky Cash Goes on Boomer and Carton, and if you don't know, Boomer and Carton is a morning...
We're not here for a commercial.
...radio show in the tri-state area. It's Boomer Esiason, the former NFL quarterback and the NFL...
Can we stop recording inside the shower?
So are we looking at this guy's head or what?
Good radio host.
Why are these guys?
Craig Carton is more.
Well, no, a bald head does not make a good solar filter. That's all I'm saying.
If you listen to the video, I go on the air. They started talking about the eclipse.
Yeah. Oh, he said eclipse.
Carton
Finally,
spewing off all this ignorance.
Okay.
And ignorance. I mean, he doesn't even understand the heliocentric model that he's supposed to believe in.
And
so
neither do you.
I call in and I decide I'm going to first correct his ignorance, teach them the
Oh
heliocentric
yeah, that
model.
goes over well.
Because as I'm teaching it to them, I'm going to teach it to them in such a way that makes them question it. When I start bringing up the crazy motions of the Earth that they claim is happening,
Drank. They're not questioning the model because of your explanation. They're questioning why the fuck do we still have this guy on the phone?
Who's filtering these calls? Damn it! All right. Well,
yeah, let's not go after Neil deGrasse Tyson. Let's pester this poor talk-in show on the sports channel.
Yeah, well, at least he's talking about the eclipse now. Maybe he'll actually say something that is in some way related to the title of his video. We'll see.
Detect, right? And then I'm going to go into flat earth mode. So I had a plan of attack. I wasn't going to let on that I was a flat earther until I've kind of taught them some stuff and got them questioning their own beliefs. What I wanted to say to Craig Carter,
in other words, gaslighting.
How is it that the sun and moon appear the exact same size? To an observer from Earth, on Earth, how does the sun and moon appear the exact same size if they're such different sizes and distances?
Perspective.
But they claim the moon is about 1/6 the size of Earth and 230
Isn't it great how when that is the answer, they ignore it?
He doesn't realize it yet.
Isn't it great that Kara can say one word and we all laugh?
It's not what she said, it's how she said.
Yes.
Indeed.
1,000 miles away. And then they claim the sun is like 1 million times the size of the Earth and 93 million miles away. So we've got very different sizes and distances, yet they appear...
Whoa.
Wait.
Who has ever said that the sun is 1 million times the size of the Earth?
That guy, I just heard him.
Maybe volume-wise, but not size-wise.
Agreed.
During the eclipse, it becomes very obvious they are the exact same size. So that's one hell of a coincidence. You're forced to...
you know what? That means...
Drink! No,
Okay.
That's not a drink. That is a fucking chug.
All right. What do you got?
Challenge accepted.
Asked and answered. Relative size, relative distance. Holy fucking shit. Where is my sledgehammer and where does this guy live?
I'm going to hold my pinky up and it will be the same size as the moon.
Well, you've clearly proven, haven't you, that your pinky finger is the same size as the sun and the moon. It's also the same size as Mount Everest. It's also the same size as my cousin Vinny if he stands far enough away. It's amazing how many things are the same size as our pinkies.
Well, hold on. I remember watching Apollo 13. This is the size of a thumb, not a pinky.
All right.
How big is your pinky finger?
Well, there you go. That's how relativity physics was born. Einstein's thumb was different than his pinky, wasn't it?
Hey, I'm 6'4". I got big pinky.
I imagine you've been told that an awful lot, my dear boy, but I don't think you should brag about it.
And isn't that what she calls it too?
No.
Okay. Hit and play.
If you believe in the heliocentric model, you believe that the size to distance ratio between the sun and moon and Earth makes the sun and moon just happen to appear the exact same size.
Ratio, that has been the cause of more bar arguments. Boomer and Carton were about ready to talk about the size to tip ratio.
All right.
RJ broke me, but this guy broke Andy.
You can't plan shit like that.
Here on Earth. I mean, that is
Oh
such
my
a
God.
coincidence that you literally, I think you have to be insane. You have to be borderline insane, just retardedly gullible to believe in something like that.
Yes.
What do you call it? Occam's razor says that, you know, that the simplest answer to a problem is probably the correct one. Well,
okay, Drink. That's also not what Occam's razor says. It's the one.
Do I need to explain Arkham's baseball bat again?
Please do.
Okay.
I like our baseball bat. I think that should be used more often.
Flat earthers don't believe in Occam's razor, but they sure as hell believe in Occam's baseball bat. And the way that works is you write down all of the possibility BS excuses you can put up for any possible situation, write them all on little slips of paper, find little like Tylenol sized capsules and put one piece of paper inside of each one of these capsules, swallow them all. And when you finally put the turd out that has all these capsules in them, pop it up in the air, hit it with the baseball bat, whichever one goes the farthest is the truth.
Okay.
See, this is where a vegan would be like, that'll take me 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of work.
But that's the way that they work.
That's what science takes, a lot of effort and a lot of Tylenols.
All right.
Baseball
You're suggesting they ingest
call the cops.
Yes, they let them pass through their bowels, they turd it out, and they just hit the turd with the baseball bat, and whichever little nugget of truth flies the farthest, that's the truth.
That's why the one. Science was so much more difficult for the ancients, because they had to use papyrus rolls.
Very good.
Well, now, anyways.
There we go.
Well, doesn't it make sense that the sun and moon are the same size and the same distance?
No, it
That's
doesn't.
why they appear the same size. Doesn't that make much more sense?
Annular
You see
eclipse.
the sun and the moon rise and set and travel in the exact same type of paths every single day. The only difference being the moon is roughly 50 minutes slower per revolution. A lunar day.
Could you imagine how hot the sun would be if it was the same size as the moon? Oh my God.
Well, they use very special charcoal briquettes.
Slower than a solar day, but the two bodies travel in similar paths at similar speeds. They rise and set in similar ways. They're the exact same size. Why do we claim that they're different sizes and distances, and that the Earth's orbiting the sun and the moon's orbiting the Earth?
Because we've been to one of
the
them.
Stationary, the sun and moon do the exact same thing. It's the easiest
And wait. There's this other great thing that has happened. We've done something called measurements.
That's crazy talk.
Yes, but did you put that great big stick on the sun and the moon and pull it the way Jaren did?
I almost want to screen share pointing a laser pointer into the sky right now.
The great stick experiment. That was the best. Okay.
Why do I want to actually hear Boomer and Carton now?
That should be our next trip, Sean. We should go to the place that actually shoots the laser off the moon. We should do that collectively.
That's a good idea.
And record it.
All right.
You know, the mirror's still there. All it takes is the right amplitude of a laser.
Yeah, was it Apollo 17 or one of those where they put the reflector up?
11.
Actually, more than just 11. It was every landing after the first.
Yeah.
Oh, multiple redundancy. Well, how?
And the only place you'll get a reflection is from each of the landing sites.
Almost as
Gee,
though
I
there's
wonder why
actually-
that is. Was there a person that went there and put the damn thing there?
Gee, could be.
Remember, it's a lot smaller, you know. So if they get on the high step ladder, they can do it. They can do it. Yeah.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that little, fun that I had in my basement with the Cavendish experiment wasn't actually real.
Actually,
what are you going to believe? Your own experience or them talking with Boomer and Carton?
Oh, that experiment was actually dismissed by Globebusters when it was shown to him. Just saying.
Oh, great. Just dismissed, or did they have any kind of argument?
Oh, they just said it was faked.
Oh, okay. The old "it's fake" argument. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, which
okay.
Not mine that I put on my YouTube channel, or every other Cavendish experiment ever?
The one you specifically used on this Hangout.
Wait a minute. Wait, they call stuff fake and
Globebusters
CGI?
used one of my videos?
Well,
you showed it.
You shared it here.
Well, yeah, obviously. Why wouldn't I?
And I brought it to their attention because they said that Cavendish experiment's never been repeated. And I was like, well, Andy did it in a Hangout live, and it showed it, and they said it was just faked.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, now I'm going to have to go and get my freaking baseball bat out.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Unite for the Children reminds us of science. It's easy for a hologram to copy radio signals and send them back. Thank you, Mr. Unite.
That is true. All right.
All right. I'm rebuilding the Cavendish. I'm doing it again.
Wait, so they actually call things fake and CGI? I've never heard that before.
I believe I've heard something of that. But okay,
yeah,
so
they specifically said there was no. And get this, they actually used the words "there was no controls in place."
Well, they know the words. They know the words.
Yeah, the arbiters of the scientific method. Yes.
Did they only do that after they were already painted into a corner and they were trying to get the paint off their toenails, or
pretty much
something like that? All right, so Andy, then the
Cavendish round 2 it is.
So the experiment that's never been repeated, that you repeated, you're going to repeat. That's what's happening.
I will repeat.
Again, huh?
Okay.
Okay. This is getting pretty repetitive.
I will rebuild the cabin. I mean, I still have the anchor in the ceiling for the copper wire, so I might as well. What have I got to lose?
Indeed. And okay.
Do it on live stream too, so they can't claim that you're CGI in it.
Down in the basement, would that be a Kevin deep dish experiment?
Well,
well played. Well played.
It was live.
Right, so this next time, should I set it up and film one on actual film? I mean, yeah. I did just recently acquire a 1970-something Polaroid, and I think it might have some actual film.
Damn it, do it with an oil painting.
I think if memory serves, their biggest argument was you only showed it in motion. You didn't show you actually placing the weights to the side, so you could have put it in motion by hand.
Well, yeah, that's because they're not part of our Twitter conversation where I showed all the rest of the setup.
Right. But if you
all right, I'll do the whole thing again. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll build it all over again, and I have more camera software now at this point where I can do some time-lapse footage of it too. I'll set it up to record for an entire day.
Yeah, film it when you actually get it settled to a still position, and then you move the weights in, and then watch it start to swing.
Not a problem.
You and Flat Earth Math should do like a collab on this.
They're just going to say fake, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what any of us do. They're just going to say fake.
We're not doing
well, that's the whole reason for the Polaroids.
But here's
you can't shake the truth out of a Polaroid.
They'll say fake. They'll still say fake. The person that did the film for you is in.
I know. I was just trying to make a Polaroid joke. Good God.
All right.
You're going to have to explain for the younger generation what a Polaroid is.
We all know how to shake it.
Now, I would say a Polish joke, but I'm going to pass on
it.
All right. Now I should mention 6 minutes out of 34. Just saying. just mentioning that key fact. Here we go.
To a very, very easy problem. So, that's that video. Check it out. It's my last video I posted. It's called Flat Earth Stinky Cash Goes on Boomer and Carton. And I wasn't totally successful on that video. I had a plan to execute. And because Craig Carton is such a master at his craft, and
are you going to talk about the Eclipse at all?
So good at controlling and manipulating
Probably
the
not.
conversation.
Coherence
and
from this
making,
little twerp.
select
His
jokes
brain
here
is
and
like a
there,
little
that
marble
it's very
rolling
hard
around inside of his
to
skull.
stick
He
to the
can't
plan,
keep his
'cause he makes
concentration
you
any
go
better
off
than
on
the
these
president
segues,
can.
and it's very hard.
Oh, hold your head
So
up.
like I tried to say to
Moving
Boomer,
on.
plus I was getting cut off. Some of the stuff I
Wait, should
said
we-
got muted because it was on.
He's just doing a commercial for himself. Should we jump, or are you guys good with just letting it
Yeah,
go?
Jump.
Warp speed.
Crisscross.
Yeah. No, ludicrous
Should we call
speed.
it jump or should we call it
Engage.
leap? I saw something in the comment section earlier about quantum leap, so maybe we should say leap.
All right.
No. He's already
That was
made
MMA.
a number of logical leaps.
Shout out to MMA.
All right. Oh,
I just want to know if Boomer and Carton are going to get married.
All right. This is.
So-
We're still seeing
Absolutely.
that.
You know, at the end of the day, he is a Zionist shill,
Oh,
and he wants to keep his job. And,
this is what we jumped to.
Further his
That should be.
Oh,
that should be
boy.
the drink.
Zionist shill.
The next
I
thing I
could
want
be a
to talk
Zionist shill.
about is 5 days ago, I drove down from my home in New Jersey. And
Oh,
I
here we
drove
go.
down to a little bit south of Charleston, South Carolina. It's called Johns Island. And I got a friend who has an uncle down there, so we went down to my friend's uncle's
Drink.
house. Like it's like a beach.
Okay, you're up, Sean.
Just saying, he's from Jersey.
Stop that.
And it looks like we actually have got to something relating to the eclipse. So
Yes.
this could be really interesting in air quotes.
Yes. Let's see what he has to say.
Beach house on the water of South Carolina, and we spent 2 days there, and we enjoyed ourselves. And then the morning of the eclipse, we drove up the path of totality to get to a prime spot, right smack in the middle of the path, where there was no
Not
cloud
as
coverage.
prime as our
And we
spot.
were very worried about the cloud coverage. So we were a little bit outside, maybe Clemson, South Carolina, in that area. I couldn't tell you exactly where we were. And we pulled off, and there was a bunch of people in this field. It looked like a high school field or something. I don't know what it was. But it looked fun, so we pulled over, and that's where we set up camp. And we had our goggles to view the eclipse. And basically, what I learned from viewing the eclipse is
Bugman
you
sees
don't need
eclipse.
the glasses really to protect your eyes. I mean, you do a little bit, just
Man,
because
why buy
it's like the
$10?
one time you're actually going to be staring at the sun for any kind of extended period of time. So that's really why they make such a big deal about this during the eclipse and not at all other times. You know, most days you don't just sit there and stare at the sun, but during an eclipse you have a reason to do it. So
Retard like
you
you.
need the glasses to protect your eyes, but mostly you need the glasses.
Well, hold on. There was another retard that stared directly at the eclipse. He just wasn't wearing glasses.
Like I said, like him.
You will not talk about our president like that. He is our
I didn't say anything about anyone. I just said that there was a person that looked at the eclipse
just
without
say-
wearing glasses.
Dog.
And they were a retard.
Look at the dog.
And they just happen to be in charge of the most powerful nation on the world.
Hold on. Look at the dog.
Dino says this look could make it into RJ's next Paralogs book. Oh boy, that'll scare off the playful away.
The dog is looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing? do I need to find a new home?
That is
what the fuck is on your
Ant-Man, the
face?"
poople years.
That is the "what's wrong with you" face. That definitely is. What's wrong with you?
Screen cap.
Yeah, when even your dog thinks you're a dumbass.
That is pretty. That's sinking pretty low. I agree. All right.
To block out the glare of the sun. If you want to actually see the eclipse, you need the glasses to block out the glare of the sun. Otherwise, we're not going to see it. It's like even when the moon
First sensible
is
thing one of these
crossing in
people
front of the
said.
sun, if you don't have the glasses on blocking the glare, all you're going to see is a circular light because the glare just creates a circle. Like if you take an iPhone camera or a shitty camera and try to film the moon when it's a half moon or a crescent moon, through the camera, it's probably going to look like a full moon, like a full circle of light, even though with your eyes you're seeing a crescent because the glare
not the
going
case.
into that lens
Not
just
at all.
creates a circle.
No.
And the same
Yeah,
thing kinda
he's
happens during
losing
the
us here
eclipse.
on this
The
empirical
sun
issue.
looks like a crescent moon during the eclipse. But if you're not wearing the right kind of glasses, the glare is just going to make it look like a circle. You're not going to see anything. So you need the glasses just to see it. But I was in totality.
Yeah, I don't know about anyone else, but I've never needed to wear a pair of darkened glasses to see a crescent moon. I pretty much just walk outside and look at the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I've been doing that without glasses all this time. I must be gone moon blind.
Now, mind
He
you,
was referring to the sun. Yeah.
but he is actually.
Well, I know, Kara, but it's.
He is actually correct though. If you have your camera improperly exposed, a crescent moon will look like a circle.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you running? 1280 ISO?
Yeah, something like that. But if you just have it overexposed, it's going to be a sphere.
Yeah,
period.
but at the same time, with your eye, not a camera, your eye.
He did say with a camera, though. I got to give him that. Because he
And of
said
course, the improper exposure, he's still that court case is still pending.
He did say with an iPhone or a cheap camera.
Well,
Which is
I'm
about all
kind of
he can
wondering how much money this guy makes if his distinguish between a cheap camera and an iPhone is
Well, the camera,
on that level.
The camera on the iPhone, the camera in the older iPhones was really cheap. The new iPhone, it's not too bad, but you know, anything 5 or less is a cheap camera.
Well, I don't use
he has a
Apple products, so I don't know. But
Okay, there's one embarrassed dog.
Oh man, coming to you from South Carolina. We're in totality.
Not yet, you aren't.
We're in totality. It's like Pac-Man right now.
We
Look
were
at
in
all
totality.
that sunlight.
There were no shadows. in
Yeah,
totality.
those shadows and all that are kind of ruling out the totality argument.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it does.
Well, what people don't realize is that he
I guess we
filmed
gotta-
this 3 months ago. In Washington State.
He's using the Julian calendar instead of the Gregorian calendar, and it's he's actually Russian Orthodox, and he's just been out of sync since about 1920.
I don't think he knows what any of that is.
No. What happened is just on a dare, he licked the back of a toad. 2 days later, this is him in Central Park. So.
The hypno toad.
That's why the field is really empty. There's not many people there watching the eclipse. They're just people. Yeah, that's my sound effect.
It looks like that to me.
All right. So we've got there we go.
Another hour
All
or so to
hail
go. I have no
Hypno
idea, but it's going slow. But you can definitely see the beginning of the moon cross over the
I would
sun.
like to know where this guy is and how badly he's
And we
failing
got
right now.
totality for 2.5 minutes. And during totality, you don't need the glasses. If you wore the glasses to try to view the actual total eclipse, you wouldn't see anything. So during totality, during the ring, you take the glasses off and you just view it.
The
with
diamond
eyes.
ring is
All
only a
you're
couple of
seeing is
seconds.
the
It's not
glare
all of
around
totality. Come on, dude.
And it was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The coolest natural thing I have ever seen. I don't know how anyone can see that event.
All right, what the hell's he doing making sense? Whose idea was this?
Yeah, it's just temporary. The little neuron is flipped into a mode. It won't last long. Don't worry. It'll last less long than the eclipse did.
I can see the right rail missing from the bridge ahead of us.
All right, let's see what happens.
And go.
Yeah, just give it a minute.
This was randomly
And we're
created.
drifting towards
This
it.
is all by chance. You know? Like this is a random universe.
Short
and
circuit
this
incoming.
eclipse just happens to happen every once in a while. No. Viewing that was literally the most awe-inspiring thing I've ever seen in my life. And I don't understand how anyone can view that and think this is a random godless universe.
No,
This-
it's not random, you dumb fuck. Holy shit. If it was random, we wouldn't know when the fuck it was going to take place. But wait,
you wouldn't have known where to go to see it. It just would have happened. And you would have been like,
or how
son
big
of a
the
bitch,
shadow
what's
would be.
going on?
Or how big the shadow would be. I mean, the moon could be further or closer to the sun, and the shadow would just be bigger, and we would still say, hey, it's perfect.
Were the exact same size. The only thing you see coming out from behind the moon blocking the sun is the glare of the sun. You don't see the edge of the sun. You just
No,
see
that's called the corona. That's called the corona, you stupid fucking idiot.
If it were the exact same size, the totality would last for 0 seconds.
It's so perfect. It's just it has. There's no words for me to use to describe how amazing it was, and it only lasted 2 minutes. Totality only lasted 2.
Okay.
The word he's looking for is happenstance.
Ah, okay.
And I bet you his wife hopes he would last for 2 minutes.
Oh.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, that was that unintentional exposure part that we were talking about earlier.
Indeed.
Well, if the wife and the eclipse have anything to do with one another, then that was not him he was filming earlier.
All right, here we go.
2.5 minutes. But what's amazing is for like 20, 30 minutes, maybe a little longer before totality, for maybe about an hour before, it started getting kind of eerie. It started getting cooler, right? The temperature started dropping a little bit. And the color temperature changed. Like when you change like an Instagram filter. It almost
like it's getting
the blue
progressively
spectrum was
hot.
cut out, or maybe it was the red spectrum. Part of the light spectrum was cut out.
No, not
And
part
I
of.
tell you
All
what,
of.
the color
Oh my god.
around us
It's like a dimmer switch,
really
dude.
changed
The word
in a
he's looking
weird
for
way.
is it got
And not just,
progressively
like,
darker.
shade from cloud cover. You could tell there
I
was
think he's trying to say
very
the white.
complicated science terms for this man. This darker, lighter thing, that's a little bit too complicated.
I think he's trying to say the color temperature changed, but it doesn't really. It's more like a neutral density filter than a colored filter.
Exactly.
I think he's doing the same thing again. He's confusing reality with Star Wars here, and he's talking about the dark side. Basically, he's feeling some change in the force there, color force. Obviously.
And if he would sit down and do the exact same imaging in the hydrogen alpha wavelength, he would get a completely different result. I know for a fact I did that, and my pictures look like shit because of it.
Okay, then. Won't be doing that again. Here we go.
Besides,
To be honest, I didn't last longer than 2 minutes when I was thinking about
Then it
this
started
area.
getting dark. Because when it got dark during totality, it felt like it was a half hour after sunset.
Okay.
It felt like it was 8, 9 o'clock at night. And it was the most weird thing. And I had Cash. I had my dog with me. I don't think he ever looked up to see the eclipse. He didn't act weird. He didn't freak out. Nothing like that. None of the animals in the field we were in did anything abnormal. But it was definitely weird. And then 3 minutes.
Oh, not a drink moment. Sean, did I not hear when we had the totality? Did I not hear crickets?
You heard crickets
Crickets and everything.
Oh yeah,
And
crickets were going ape shit. All the insects were going ape shit.
Indeed.
And if I can point out, if you go back to my video that I just posted a little bit ago for the ground waves, you'll see the big dog Max over in the pen on the left of the screen. Just as totality starts, he starts pacing up and down very nervously.
It is not time to sleep yet.
Exactly.
Little dog had no problems with it, though.
Well, that's because little dog was with his mommy.
Of course. All right.
Depends what you do with the animals at night, really.
All right, evidence only. Thanks. You got to read that last comment by him. If you sacrifice a virgin during an eclipse, you get 3 free wishes. Try it. I did.
I did.
Okay. How are you typing that if you sacrifice yourself?
Oh my! See, I was going to say, and it can't wish for 3 more virgins.
I'm sorry, but that was a foot and mouth comment.
All right, moving on.
Darkness, right? Like I'm telling you, it was like a half hour past sunset. That kind of darkness, and then all of a sudden, it's sunny and bright again. It was crazy.
Almost like
One
an
of the
eclipse.
craziest experiences of my life. I don't regret driving all the way down there just to see an eclipse at all. I would do it again when the next solar eclipse happens over North America in 7 years. I think it's 2024, April 2024. I will be definitely driving to the path of totality.
And why is that a
to view that
predicted
eclipse, 'cause that
number,
was literally,
Mr.?
One of the coolest things I have ever seen.
Because God.
Oh yeah, because God. And it's odd that.
I mean, if it's so amazing, which I agree it's so amazing, why doesn't he do like some of the rest of us and try and charter a boat out of Tahiti?
That would.
I mean, 2019 is a hell of a lot sooner than 2024.
That's true.
But Tahiti doesn't exist.
Tahiti.
Wasting your money.
But Tahiti.
Gotcha. It's just CGI.
It's a wonderful place.
CGI.
Never been there.
Oh, I know, Sean. I've been there.
I've never been. I'm pretty ecstatic about trying this. I don't know how in the hell I'm going to actually pull it off, but I'm going to try.
Expensive. Just say.
Some of those Pacific Islands are quite beautiful.
You all fail the nerd course. You missed the reference.
Enlighten us.
Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Sorry, got nothing.
Oh, yes.
I don't watch it.
Tahiti,
Oh, you
a
have
wonderful place.
You must watch.
Oh, for the love of... oh, wow. Yep, that one totally skipped my brain.
Well,
shame on you all.
Got it now. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone else, but I got it now. Thank you for enlightening me on my skipping out on nerddom.
All right, well, I'd like to congratulate everyone. You were halfway through the Stinky Cash video.
Oh,
oh my God, this is halfway?
Wow, so that means he's got another like 10 or 15 minutes of superlative science exegesis coming?
Yes. All right. Well, let's get going. Here we go.
I hope maybe I can get married. Maybe in 7 years, I can set a wedding date.
Oh, the universe
get
won't
married
last that
under
long,
the solar
Buckaroo.
eclipse. That would be so sweet. But yeah,
The
it was
bureau
awesome.
come first.
Well, you can't marry your dog.
Speaking of 7 years from now, the next total eclipse is going to happen over my parents' home.
Nice.
Ooh, see, it was all scheduled explicitly for them. The universe was created for their benefit. You have to understand that.
Well, this one was over my aunt's house. This time it's over my aunt's sister's house.
Yeah, if
The
you want
next
to
There
talk,
it is. That
if you want to
explains
talk
it. You are
coincidence,
the purpose of the universe.
Just so you know, you're automatically a Freemason now.
Witches. All of them. Witches.
43.
Quick, get a duck.
crosses in front of the sun during the solar eclipse because, like on my model of the flat Earth, that's where the moon is supposed to be. It's a new moon, meaning the moon is on the
Show us
side
the model.
as the sun. It's 0 degrees opposite the sun. So it makes sense that it's the moon that causes the solar eclipse. And there's other things.
Okay, hold on. This isn't really a drink moment. This is just kind of a generalized question. What does he mean by 0 degrees opposite?
Well,
wouldn't you just say it's in between the two as opposed to trying to use some sort of terminology related to mathematics?
Well, you don't understand the bullshit generator, you know, how it works.
It's much more.
Yes, he's got a little thing. He presses a little button and it whirs around, and then some complete science jargon comes up, and then he works it into the conversation. And that was just the 0 degrees thing.
0 degrees opposite. I don't know if I've ever actually heard someone say something of that caliber.
Don't try and understand it. It'll only hurt your brain.
Yeah.
It already is hurting my brain. I thought about it too much.
How long have you been on G+? Come on now.
All right.
I still want to have succession brought into this. We've got to be able to connect this up with homeopathy.
It must mean 180 degrees.
During this time of year, about a month before the fall equinox, the sun is higher in the sky than the moon. So when you think about an observer on Earth, then the moon, and then the sun behind and above the moon, that creates the three.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
If I could point out that while the Earth might be tilted 23.5 degrees, the moon is 5 degrees off of the ecliptic, not off of the equator. So it doesn't matter what time of year, it can be above or below the sun, depending on where it's at in its orbit.
Yes, but does this not presuppose that our little creator of the video would have to have a F&ask notion of how the solar system is actually put together, and we've already established he's never bothered with that?
And for those that don't understand what the ecliptic is, it's the line directly between the sun and the Earth.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a reason why all ALICE telescopes actually give you a better consistent viewing of the moon than right ascension mounts.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
I just had to point that out that he's got that totally screwed up, that it's only at this time of year.
And this surprises you.
Well, it's just something so factually wrong
Okay.
that I think even, yeah, it's...
Oh my god, quick, call Red. Someone's wrong on the internet.
No, he doesn't have the car to squeal the tires again.
Oh, that's it. We need to go fund me for that.
Valley is face palming as we speak.
Here we go.
Points on the straight line that causes the eclipse to an observer on that line. So that makes sense. The flat Earth, sun, and moon work perfectly with the solar eclipse in terms of...
No, they don't.
Okay, so... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, which is why you can't predict them.
Yeah, show us a prediction.
Drink, asked and answered. It would cause a collision, not an eclipse.
Their heights on August...
The great
21st,
celestial fender bender of 2017.
and where the moon would be during a new moon. A new moon is on the side of the sun. 0 degrees lit, right? 0% lit. In South Carolina, the sunrise is much later in the morning. Much later in the morning than New Jersey. And I mean, we're about 750 miles south of New Jersey.
What?
Now, why is the sun...
let's actually...
Did he really just say that?
Okay. I don't even know.
Oh my
I am
heavens!
actually taking the time to look this
Forgot
up.
to calibrate something on that map quest.
Okay, well, maybe
so RJ, I gotta ask you: do you see the sunrise like an hour later than Sci?
Well, actually, if I see the sunrise at all, it's because I've doing up this early. So I'm really the worst person to ask on that.
All right. Maybe he'll explain his foolishness in the next couple of paragraphs. Let's see.
Well, perhaps he's talking about
Hold on, I'm testing this whole, much later thing. I just checked the sunrise time for New Jersey. It's 6:21 a.m. Let's go to Charlotte. Well, he's in South Carolina, right?
Yeah,
Give me a city.
And
Greenville.
Greenville.
Hold on. Let me do this calculation real quick. Yep. He's talking out of his ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How does
I just want to demonstrate this.
How's
and
north south make a
by the way,
difference?
Greenville's North Carolina. 6:37 a.m.
No. Well, there's also
there's
a Greenville in South Carolina too.
There is it's in the western part of the state. That's why I picked it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
You want
referring
to
to.
You want to
he's referring-
retype up? Hold on. Nope, still talking out his ass.
No, he's referring to New Jersey on Tatooine. Every
Which sunrise? Isn't there multiple suns for Tatooine?
6:58 for Greenville, South Carolina.
You got multiple just in New Jersey. Fucking brilliant. He's not French.
So let's see, 58. About a half hour. But that's much
Now,
later.
I must point out, by empirical observation on my globe Earth, which of course, after all, is a complete fiction, the distance from New Jersey to South Carolina is one pinky finger. But since the pinky fingernail is the same size as the sun and the moon, we have therefore demonstrated that the distance from South Carolina to New Jersey is the same as the size of the sun and the moon and my pinky finger. So that's I've resolved all of this problem now. This is very simple.
I hope you're trimming your pinky fingernail there, RJ.
Absolutely, it grows
No,
about
that's
the same
cooknail.
rate as Australia moves.
All right. This is getting bad, folks. This is the second filling of the mug of truth. This is getting dangerous.
Damn, I'm on 4.
Well, the mug.
From tea to a Coca-Cola, no rum, unfortunately. So I'm sober. Damn it.
Either the mug of truth is a gigantic mug, or I have a problem.
The mug of truth holds four Heinekens. The mug of truth holds 4. So
okay, I do not have a problem.
Hashtag Pinky Power. Yes, we have a new hashtag.
All right. You know what? I will hit play.
Everything in the universe is the size of my pinky fingernail. This is the universal standard. This is relativity. Oh, we should bring in Edgar on this one. We have a whole new theory for him. Yes, indeed.
All right. I think I'm going to hit play while filling. Here we go.
The flat Earth model. The sunrise is coming from the northwest because it's somewhere between the Tropic of Cancer and the equator. So it would make sense that people in New Jersey would view the light and the sunrise.
What, did you you want it stopped? What?
Did what? Did I misunderstand what he was saying, or did he literally just try and say that the sunrise was coming from the north,
west,
in the northern hemisphere?
Yep.
Yeah, he said that. That's There you go.
Oh my God.
Freudian slip there, eh? All right, is he really a closet-centric sphere earthist after all? Heresy, heresy! Where's the damn duck? We got to bring the duck in.
As long as there's no penguin talk. Here we go.
Long before people in South Carolina.
Give me time.
That little factoid that I picked up in South, that matches the flat Earth model. I mean, most of the all the information matches up with the flat Earth model.
Wait, drink.
Okay. To learn both.
You're up.
What flat Earth model?
Yep, there you go. What model? Show us one.
Yeah,
what is he talking about?
What information?
And he's made
the
multiple.
Information matches up perfectly, except for all the stuff that doesn't, that he never thinks about because he never mentions it.
And he's mentioned this model multiple times. He said my model, the model.
Yeah.
You should show it. You're making a video.
Forget the damn dog with the earth in its mouth. Show us the damn model. Take out some Lego
dog
blocks
is the
and
model.
put the model together. Use a pencil and paper. Anything, please. Model us away.
Yeah, the dog is the model, RJ. That's his envisionment of the flat Earth.
Oh,
there's a giant dog
indeed.
holding a disc in its mouth. Most of us call it a frisbee.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's about all I got there, because that's as far as they got with the flat Earth model.
Is about the
that's
same
as far
size
as I got.
as his snout.
All right.
There's fur there, and you're about as fur as you can go with flat Earth.
All right. Hit and play.
Models before you are so quick to judge whether you're going to be a globe earther or a flat earther. Because here's the thing. Most flat earthers, or not most, all flat earthers used to be globe earthers. And we all went to the same public schools that teach the same heliocentric solar system. We were all, put through the same indoctrination. So
no, he's right. All flat earthers used to be globe earthers. Then they ate a whole bunch of paint chips growing up.
I can explain gravity and relativity a lot better than almost any of the people I debate.
Did you hear that? He said he can explain gravity and relativity better than anyone he debates.
Ooh. Oh,
yeah,
better than Edgar.
I highly doubt that.
I'm kind of wondering
to be fair, he's only including the dog in that list.
They always say that. So.
The flat earther.
I'm kind of wondering, are flat earthers what happens when people conceive on LSD?
No, flat earthers are what happens when you let cousins marry cousins.
yes.
Okay, this is when I will say I thought that had something to do with the political representative known as others.
No, it definitely has to do with inbreeding, and we are looking at you, West Virginia.
All right, so it's one of two paths.
Now I know what was the expression on the little dog's face in the mirror. It was, oh God, I hope he doesn't start talking about relativity this time.
See, I don't think he believes in mirrors, just like the Nibiru people don't, because he could have just turned the camera around or used the front-facing camera instead of getting the camera in the shot. Just saying.
True.
Mirrors mess with perspective, so.
So we have proof that he's less than intelligent.
Just a little.
As if we needed more proof.
They don't know their own science. They don't know their own side of the debate, so they can't possibly even win the debate versus me, even if the truth is on their side, because I know both sides of the debate.
Bullshit.
I'm armed with knowledge. They're armed with ignorance. And when
Sometimes I wonder, are we calling out flat earthers, or are we running our own private little voter registration thing?
You know what? If we could prevent these people from voting, I think that would be phenomenal.
I think we have a more immediate concern is preventing these people from breeding.
And good luck with that.
Well, no. Step one, stop them from voting. That way, step two, we could then get the breeding controls voted in and approved.
Well, I'm not so sure here. I think we should go along with the breeding and see if we can get a dog from a
non-dog.
or do you mean an intelligent person from a dumbass?
Actually,
that has happened.
Yeah, I know.
No, there's any strong evidence to suggest that the children of flat earthers are any more likely to be flat earthers rather than just simply regarding as, oh, that's embarrassed daddy. We don't talk about him at Thanksgiving. So I'm not entirely sure that genetics plays much of a role here. Tortucanosity, I think, plays a much bigger role.
See, that one's actually hard to figure out because flat earth parents raise their kids as flat earthers. I mean, Jaren's more than adequately demonstrated that crap. So is it a product of the environment or product of genetics? Is there a way to prove that yet?
Both.
Research needed.
We'll see it in 10 or 15 years when they...
well, maybe if they were forced to adopt their kids out. Maybe if they were forced to adopt their kids out, we could actually do that study.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tao. I don't know if I have 15 more years of flat earther in me.
Oh, me too. But...
And yes, I fully agree, Jason. It is environmental.
All right. Here we go.
I pose points that they have no response to. They come back with humor, sarcasm, straw men, and they praise ignorance. They basically say how much they love.
Wait. I actually started my YouTube life on comments being polite, just bringing up points, and it got me blocked and censored. It eventually got into sarcasm, and then when I'm at red, it became into derision. So it is the flat Earth fucktards' fault. I am the way I am.
They made you. They made.
Well, you see, that was before you had the advantage of the famous SciStrike facepalm protector, you see, and so that could have insulated you.
And yes, I've seen quite a bit of use tonight.
And Sean, you're trying to say the military had no effect on that at all?
Well,
yeah, that's what I thought.
I was able to filter that out very well early on.
Okay, we got to get through this.
Not caring.
Right? Yeah, Fino, they rebuilt me faster, stronger, and less scrupulous.
They verify everything I say about them, but it's whatever. I kind of love to debate or argue, so it's all good because it's fun when a globe earther gets stumped and it's like, hey man, you've been calling me dumb this whole time. You're losing a debate to a flat earther. I was like, I could switch sides real quick. Do you want me to debate for the globe?
Is he talking about G-Man?
Debate, completely objectively, just like a professional debater. Just switch sides. It doesn't matter which side I'm going to debate for. I'm going to win the debate because I'm armed with knowledge. I know both sides, and because I know the heliocentric model of the solar system, I know what's wrong with it. And
I think he's scoring about Trumps at the moment for self-confidence.
He knows the heliocentric model, but doesn't understand why the sun and moon look the same size. Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't quite fit.
I smell bullshit.
Yes, I understand accounting and mathematics, and that's why I know that 1 + 1 = 3.
I feel like this is like, I feel like I'm listening to a guy sitting outside of a bar trying to explain the bloody nose he has. Like, yeah, I'm really good at fighting. I mean, like, the human elbow is like stronger than the fist.
Has anybody seen my teeth?
I'm totally good at fighting. I could kick my own ass. I mean, that's what I did just to make the fight fair.
You know, this guy is an absolute perfect example of where there's problems in the English language and the difference between knowing and understanding.
Did you go in your bathroom?
Yes. Shut up.
The first thing about Idiot Club is you talk about Idiot Club, and then the second thing about Idiot Club is you make a video about it.
So it would seem. Okay.
Hey, I'm not the first one of the night to go into the bathroom.
I just hate knowing acoustics.
I didn't know we were allowed to do that. I'm over here dancing. Okay. Here we go.
Well, as you know, flat earthers have a mortal fear of tiles, so they stay out as a bathroom.
It's a nice safe area. Here we go.
They don't even know what they believe in, and that's the problem. Most of the time when you debate these globe earthers, you have to teach them what they believe in before you can debunk what they believe in.
Okay.
But if you have to teach them,
yeah.
But if you have to
tell somebody what they think, yeah, that works real well in an argument.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you have to explain to them what they believe, do they really believe it?
Odds are
well,
no.
I can sure tell you that it sounds like all of us must be strange and exceptional and delusional, because we seem to know really well the details of what we believe and are quite articulate about explaining it. So maybe he frequents a different set of foils than he encounters here.
G-Man.
And there's
there we go.
There's a difference between believing and knowing.
The popcorn for.
It's a big difference between believing and knowing. I mean, obviously we don't know everything, but better to know than believe, I would tend to think.
I have no idea what they believe.
Yeah,
and it's.
How would you rank this guy if you had him and G-Man and Edgar all together and thrashing out their various worldviews? What would you make of that?
I would make that I would need to get my hands on a bladed instrument and just go crazy and get rid of all three.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh.
And there might even be an unintended exposure.
Well, my whole thing with knowing and understanding, it's one thing to know something. It's a completely different thing to understand it. You can be told this is why, this is why, this is why. To understand why it is a completely different thing.
Quite true. Alrighty. Oh, we're making progress. We are 2/3 of the way through this foolishness.
And he can't move off the damn picture of the dog.
Oh, it's a cool dog.
He showed totality for a second, while he was still in daylight.
We are in totality. See all the shadows?
He's showing his love and appreciation for his furry companion.
You know, you're miserable. I'm happy. They use happiness to justify their ignorance. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's where that fucking old saying comes from, right? Ignorance is bliss.
I'm going to start calling him Toad, because he looks like Toad from the X-Men, first one. With those glasses on.
They walk right into this
Sounds
shit,
good to
too.
me.
It's hilarious debating these people. I've been doing it all day. But it's like... And did any of those people, the Globe Earth believers, did any of them drive down to South Carolina like I did to actually view the eclipse? No.
No, but we did go to Tennessee.
And Wyoming.
And it was epic.
Absolutely.
Did any of them actually care?
Yes.
No, it's the flat earther who takes the time to do this.
Oh, some of us went so freaking weirdo that we wound up having our neighbors and roommates help run one telescope while we were in a completely different state running our own cameras.
Research, it's the flat earther who does tests and experiments and makes observations.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Andy? Andy?
Yeah.
I'm betting that you actually use cell phones instead of two-way radios for that little conversation between your home telescopes and your location.
Indeed, I did.
That is a jab at SciStrike.
All right.
Did you guys? What were you doing with two-way radios?
They were available.
I even told him before he paid for them. It's like, we have this technology called cell phones. He's like, but I want to look professional.
This is part of the reason why I'm trying to run the new RA mount off of an Arduino, because I'll be able to log into it through my laptop, through my phone, wherever the hell I am.
I'm sorry, Cy.
Then I don't even have to worry about the radios.
Not a problem, Sean. It was
Mr. Unite is pleading. Skip to next, please.
Next, what? Let's. I don't know. Let's see. What do you guys say? What do we have?
What was the title of this video again?
This was Flat Earth. The total eclipse was insane. 5 exclamation points. All caps.
Yeah,
so
and apart from a wonderful picture of
some
the part
factual
that wasn't
information.
the eclipse.
Yeah,
he's given factual information like the standard Flat Earth script, and then just totally said it only works on Flat Earth. That's pretty much what this whole video is.
Goodbye, Eat.
Eat's going? Up. Night, Eat.
Yeah, he was about ready to pass out. Thanks for letting me laugh, he says.
I didn't want to monopolize the conversation, but I'm about to pass out. So
understandable. These things happen.
So, wanted to thank y'all for the laughs.
It's all the face
sure
palms and drinking.
Stress pill.
He kicked his own ass.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know if I'm drunk or I have a concussion.
Well, you could be both, you know.
It could very well
sort
be.
of thing before.
That's true. They're not mutually exclusive.
All right. What time is it? It's coming up on 3. We could go on to the next video as suggested.
And what is the next video? He asked timorously.
Let's see. 2017 eclipse, NASA propaganda, ISS eclipse transit hoax by Luna C. Okay,
you gotta jump to that. Yeah.
Really? See, I was
yeah.
I was sure you were.
I want to see that ISIS hoax, that wonderful space station hoax over there. Yeah, yeah. See what NASA was doing on my driveway.
Did I mention I'm on Mug 3 over here?
Well, we don't care how many mugs you're on, Cy. You are a creature of the routine.
Yeah, I know how it is. Doesn't matter if I die of alcohol poisoning. As long as the pug is okay, everybody's happy, right?
Exactly.
I know.
The pug is all that matters.
Understandable.
Dude.
All right.
Well, I'm worried about oxygen.
You could always
All right, we've got.
You could always invest in a larger mug, and then you wouldn't go through so many mugs.
There is logic to be had there.
That is true. All right.
Do they make
it might not be safe logic, but it is logic.
That is quite accurate. There is logic involved. All right.
Plus, I mean, you're only going to get more of a workout by lifting that much more mass. Gravity and all.
Oh yeah, yep. There you go. All right. Oh, you know what else we have?
Buoyancy and
marshmallow.
We do have a couple of Sunny Peaches queued up.
Oh, Sunny Peaches is always fun.
Is that?
Has she found the off-ramp yet?
All right. Now we're actually going to watch it, right? This is not the game, right?
It's only the game if you say it's the game, Si.
No, I always say we're very democratic here. It's always by vote. Anyway,
I'm still waiting on my 3D printed Darwin fish.
I gotta get the only filament I have left is black. I gotta get some of the nice metallic stuff. All right, I will do that.
What kind of a 3D printer are you running?
It's the little one. The hell's a brand? You know what? Ask me tomorrow, but it's small.
So Sunday.
That works. Oh, geez. Okay, on to Sunny Peaches. Let's see what we got here.
Nerd humor, gotta love it.
There we go. Sunny Peaches. I don't know if she's actually going to say anything. I'm just hoping she's not nuts in the car again. I have not watched this. Remember that? Going 100 miles an hour.
The one that was in front of the steering wheel?
Yeah, no, going 100 miles an hour, not looking at the road, looking at the camera the whole time, ranting. That was kind of frightening. All right, here is let's see. Galaxy etymology.
What?
Whoa! Is someone actually going to try and bring up etymology other than me?
So, and of all the choices we have, it's Sunny Peaches.
So is that the history of words or the history of insects?
Not entomology, etymology.
Oh, okay. Okay. They sound an awful lot the same.
All right.
Oh, I know.
Oh, evidence only thanks. If the ISS is closer to Earth than the moon, how come it doesn't block out the sun? Think, folks, think!
All right. Here comes Sunny Peach. This is we have two to choose from. One is 3.5 minutes, and one is 26 minutes. Guess which one I'm picking.
I'm hoping it's the 3.5.
26.
You are. Oh no! It is the 3.5.
No. That is cruel and unusual punishment, even in Georgia.
Here it comes. 3.5 minutes of Sunny
Don't you mean
Peaches.
Phoenix?
Here we go.
No, Phoenix is the cruel and unusual punishment of Phoenix.
Brought to you by 10th Gate. He triggered in me.
What the hell is she doing with her leg?
I don't
What
know.
do you think?
Wait. With his comment.
Are you complaining?
I am not complaining. I just don't know why she's fucking up the camera work.
I'm not entirely sure.
It's called clickbait.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
On my latest video, in which I was sent on a very short but very informative journey about the nature of this word. So you have galaxy, which has its root in galactius kyklos, which technically means milky circle. Galaxy, which is very similar to that of galactic, which means of or pertaining to milk. So this is why you have the Milky Way galaxy.
You all know she's got a kid, right?
Well, that would explain the Milky Circle.
Yeah, and also, if the game was going on, I would have won it. Look.
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
This would have been the win.
Yeah. That would be a winner.
Yeah.
As the name, but it has the accumulation of the stars, the spine, as I refer to it as. I can see it here in Colorado, which is. They tell you that
sweet, she's in my state.
all of the stars are
That's even better.
around the black hole, and it's just a signifier of being a part of a galaxy that's part of a universe that has thousands of other galaxies in it. Anyhow,
thousands.
I felt that the word milk was very significant.
You got the Radio Shack
It's not just pertaining to the milky white.
Wow.
That we see in that band.
Okay, let me frame this for you guys. She's sitting spread eagle, one leg cocked up, talking about a milky circle. Just saying.
While you are looking up from between said legs.
Yeah, if there's a milky circle, I'm not going anywhere near that.
Oh, that's why she tossed in black hole.
Background music when you need it.
There's more to that word, so I looked up the word milk. Well, milk, being connected to that word, milk is the life-giving substance that sustains offspring outside.
She needs to stop. Oh my god!
Right? So the mother is able to give all the nutrition.
We are definitely out of the PG-17 range now.
Yeah.
Where's Hillel when we need him? Where's Hillel to say, science? Is this supposed to be a science channel?
Phrasing.
Phrasing.
Oh dear, that one look was
when
beautiful.
You are milking something, you are exploiting it for profit, which is exactly what we're doing with the cattle. You're exploiting them for profit.
Yeah, you're sure she knows how to milk things.
Yeah, she's definitely exploiting something for profit at this point.
You think?
life-giving substance. Like, are we trying to become cattle? Are we already cattle? Anyhow, you know how they use the word herd immunity to describe
Oh my God, the dirty thoughts.
Vaccines. But when you are milking something, you are exploiting it for profit. To milk it for all that it's worth.
And how's that working for you, Chicky?
So when you just want to make some goat cheese, you're exploiting a poor goat for profit? I don't think so.
Yes.
You just want to eat
And the
something.
Magellanic Clouds are exploiting the Milky Way thing about Sirius, and it's very complicated.
Convenient in chat said, "Do you think this video has part 2 that you can purchase with a credit card?"
Convenient.
For the X-rated version.
Convenient. I do not see you on the list. That's a
a
winner.
win.
That's a winner.
I'm starting to wonder with how far up in the air that leg is that actually her leg or not?
It is her leg.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Can we be sure of that? That's actually her second cousin once removed, and they're having a wonderful conversation about all of the milk that they can produce.
Hey, without seeing the pelvic joint, you cannot tell whether or not a thigh is protruding from the human body or not.
Okay, it might
I'm just trying to be logical.
It might just be a random thigh. Okay.
Standing for all that it's worth.
Yeah.
Exploiting it for profit, and you don't have goddamn clue.
I'm just wondering how much
So,
that second webcam gets cost to get access to.
If you want to know what's really going on here, look up the language. Look up where a word got its base, and then just go from there, because there's you have the ability to make connections. You have that within you to make these types of assumptions, because they have validity to them. So my suggestion to you all is to do a little work. But that was that. Sunny Peaches bringing you your
Sunny Peaches telling you to do a little work with her thighs up in the air.
to milk, exploit for profit. Other than that,
For profit at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the winner face.
All right. That's
how many times did I have to hit myself with a ball peen hammer to be as incoherent as that on a video?
Yeah. That's she certainly is not overly coherent. All right.
It was only 3 minutes long.
Yeah. Well, the other one was much longer, but
That's because I didn't pay the $9.99.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, she keeps a completely different body part in view for the 26-minute version.
The second webcam, yes.
Indeed. All right. Well.
So does the Southern Hemisphere pay more for Sunny Peaches?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Probably. Because they're all upside down, you know.
Well, of course. I mean, you got to deal with flipping the camera orientation and...
You know what that face says to me, right?
What does that say to you?
Really? It's already been 2 minutes, 30 seconds?
Yeah, you still got 5 minutes more. You have to rush off. There's my thigh.
Lovely. Okay. Well, that was. Well, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it at that.
I think we broke Jared.
Oh, shit. Look, for anybody new here, this is what you get. This is it.
Yeah, can definitely tell we're 3 hours into this shit.
MMA says it's $9.99 a minute here, or $6.66 in Australia.
Oh.
That would explain a very great deal, Emma. You have discovered one of the secrets of the universe and pornography in the world of Flatland.
Indeed. That's all right. Well, that's that about wraps it up. Let's see. We skipped. We skipped the things that just seemed absolutely pointless, and I see.
And then focused on the stuff that was not absolutely pointless.
RJ, leg in the air. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, in fact, that's actually, she was attempting to make a model of the Northern Hemisphere. She was very close to working out a hypercolloidal succession version. That crack along there is actually a major fault line that is starting to form the early forms of Pangea in the new flat Earth cosmology. And as soon as Edgar comes back with the footnotes for that, there's going to be a major scientific breakthrough.
So
you know, I heard you say hemisphere, and I saw that shirt, and I just kind of zoned out.
See, we're focusing on different things.
Edgar has a foot fetish.
or a meter fetish. It all depends on which measurements he's using. Maybe even a cubit.
All right.
Go for that elbow. Yeah, Jimmy's gone for the cheap yucks.
Okay, so now we're just laughing for the sake of laughing. That's what's going on now.
that shows we have reached the point of too many points of truth.
We've reached that point. Does anybody want to do a shameless plug? Just who wants to? Somebody.
Wow. Let's put that into context. Normally, Cy does the let's go down the list. Well, now it's just like whoever, just get it over with.
How much stupid have we watched? You all got to be feeling it too. You want to be anywhere but staring at the screen.
All right. You can always count on me for a shameless plug. I'm always up for it.
I'm going to interrupt you because you interrupted me.
All right. Okay, Sean, claim your drone. You're up.
Well, first of all, yes, birthday drone. I'll give you my address.
Okay.
I expect it in 5 to 10 business days.
Very good.
And it's time to bring out the pug.
It's that time. All right. Would anyone else care to do a shameless plug for themselves before we call it?
Well, because of the plug is
I gotta say this,
that
but
happened there.
Sorry, I had to do it. RJ, go ahead.
I'll just
wait. Are you trying to say that RJ wants to talk?
Hey! Stop interrupting my interrupting.
Payback's a bitch, isn't it?
If I could earn something at it, I'd be happy to be plug us interrupters all the time.
Okay, seriously, I'll stop.
I can't speak for anybody else. Plug away.
Penguin.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Let's give a royalty to me for every damn penguin out there. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
All right, RJ, you're up. Tell us about you.
Oh, I'm a shy, retiring, quiet little doorknob up here in Spokane, Washington.
Yes.
I'm trying to destroy all of creationism. I have a personal vendetta to obliterate Dinesh D'Souza. There are so many little things on my plate. I put my WordPress.com thing up there from Tortugan, and I go after everybody, including Harun Yaya, and make fancy sound effects and all the rest. At the WordPress.com, you can find links to my books, to the websites, places where you can funnel money down the toilet and helping me go on with my work. All of those things, all of that work that you can shamelessly plug and tell everybody about, and that about covers it.
Well, there we go. Is there anyone else that would like to shamelessly plug their own accomplishments before we bring in the pug? Okay, you're up.
So, first off, I still can't quite tell if I'm looking at a thigh and a calf or the most flat-butted human being on the planet. Outside of that, I'm very interested in this. Globebusters was interested in something I did with the whopping 3 subscribers I have on YouTube. So, I am incredibly eager to recreate another Cavendish experiment in my basement, and I will film absolutely every step of the process, from sitting down and taking every last base measurement to exactly where it is that I need to set my camera and put in a blockade so that I can assure everyone it's not wind, it's not current, it's not anything else, that this is real, and it works every single time, and it is repeatable, and it is, in the words of, of someone very special in the world of YouTube science, it's gravity, bitches.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody else want to regale us with tales of your accomplishments? Okay.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, everybody good? Hearing none, we shall bring on the pug. Thank you, everybody, for another enjoyable evening. It's been... I'm barely conscious. Here comes the pug. All right, there's supposed to be banter.
There's always banter.
With a great big thigh and then a pug.
A pug and a plug.
You gotta have the pug and plug. How else do you wind up ending movie night?
Hey, what are we doing about Science Sundays, man? We've had no time.
I finally got my basement back in order. I should be setting up my computer in the next day or two finally again. I'll actually have everything back in place, so I'm really hoping to get maybe next week.
Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to doing. This is fun. I love doing this show, but I'm looking forward to doing pure science.
As am I. There's something about actually. There's something a lot of fun about what we do on movie nights that you just can't beat. But every now and then you want to sit down and, hey, how is it that Juno is actually there? What are the cameras on Cassini and how do they function? Why do they work?
I think that there's enough of that folks will be less susceptible to this. The flat Earth nonsense and the creationist nonsense. Just having the knowledge ahead of time when someone comes at you with, "Hey, the world is flat," like, "Hey, go away."
Right. What is it that telescopes? How is it that telescopes actually function? So many of these they sit down, they try and say, "Oh, there's CGI and there's computer chips and." Well, yeah, there's a computer involved to an extent because there's a tracking system and there's, there might be a PLC running a couple of stepper motors if you have a really high-end unit. Otherwise, you have a PCB that's running a couple of stepper motors for a normal unit. That has nothing to do with the optics.
Indeed.
How do the optics themselves work? What allows them to function? How do they function?
How do they get the CGI in there? Good night, all.
Right.
Thanks for coming. See you next time.